everyone. It's another night of fear.
I'm scared.
Good. You're in character.
Don't look under the bed.
Check your closets, check under the bed. It's fear night.
It's
You
Willem
really
Dafoe's
shouldn't look
penis.
under your bed. You don't know what's under there.
Hinkle, you said you had a different topic to talk about tonight.
Oh, I did the math, and based on the theorized weight of Jesus and the general size of the typical Catholic communion host, if you went to Mass and had communion, every single opportunity you had, it would take roughly 4,800 years to eat the entirety of Jesus.
And is that just for one person?
Is that via
Yes,
communion
yes.
wafers and wine?
Yeah, that is just the communion wafers. It's hard to measure exactly how much wine you're sipping.
Well, surely we could average that out.
I mean, I still don't know how to measure even like what the average of a wine sip would be.
You could say somewhere between 1 to 1.5 teaspoons.
I didn't take into account the weight of the wine.
Yeah, because wine would weigh a lot more.
Would it though?
Yeah, liquids are heavier.
It's still, wafers are very thin and light, but wine would probably...
Right, they're light because they're thin, not because they're...
Well, I mean, they're also bread. There's air pockets.
Yeah, and the wine is just denser as a material.
I guess if it does float, so I guess by definition, the wafer is less dense than the wine.
Oh, there's Shima. Shima, we already started without you.
But steel is heavier than feathers.
But
they're both a kilogram.
But anyway, based on
sorry, I'm late. I almost missed the call to action.
Way to go.
Yeah.
It's 250,000 communion wafers equals one Jesus.
How many come in a box?
Like 250, I think.
Is that the amount of...
So 10 boxes.
10,000 boxes of them?
Is that the amount of communion wafers that weigh up to the average man?
No, weighs up to Jesus. Yes, the supposed weight. Scholars suppose that Jesus weighed somewhere between 150 and 160 pounds, based on the height of people at that time and the amount of food that he would have actually had available to him as a poor person in the Middle East area.
Well, I mean, he's able to multiply bread and fish, so we can't really use that as a statistic, though.
Only for other people. Fun fact about voodoo. I can't conjure a thing for myself. But then I started having another thought.
Yes?
The mass that you are comprised of is from food that you have taken in. If you only ate communion wafers and drank communion wine, you would be 100% Jesus.
By the transitive property.
This is starting to feel like
you eat.
This is starting to feel like some level of death battle scaling that we're building up to.
100. I am 100% Jesus. This is like.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello.
Yes.
What'd you say,
Vigil?
Internet. Lost internet for several minutes.
Did you hear me talking about being 100% Jesus?
No.
I was saying if you only ate communion wafers and only drank communion wine, all the matter in your body would be 100% Jesus.
I think he would die if you drank only wine, no water.
With Vigil being so quiet, I was saying, I'm surprised he's still in for this kind of topic. First thing I hear is Hinkle talking about Jesus. Hinkle is Christian confirmed. Yeah, Pixel, Rosa managed to convert him.
Well, first of all, no, I was already Christian. I didn't need converting.
Well, now he's a proper Catholic.
No, not Catholic. But second of all, what I have stumbled upon here, I am now realizing, is the Jesus of Theseus. If you take all the bits of Jesus and rebuild them in another person, which one is the real Jesus?
The Jesus of Theseus. How many communion wafers does it take to make a whole Jesus?
250,000.
250,000. Oh yeah, and I asked how many boxes would that take, so that way we could figure out how much a Jesus costs.
Yes,
I figure-
that'll be our fundraising goal. We'll try to get enough money so Hinkle can eat that many.
I'm trying to remember my theological studies, but I think the original Jesus would the real Jesus would be the original one, because then that was the one with the soul connection to the Father, is what that one would be.
That's
because I don't think transferring over bit by bit would be able to transfer the connection to the Father.
Yeah, it's not quite the ship of Theseus, because the ship of Theseus doesn't have a soul.
I thought One Piece said different. Boats have souls if they're taken care of properly.
Well, we're not living in the One Piece world.
Says you. It could be the future.
Yeah, we're just living in the Void Century.
I wonder if there are any other Clobodermans in the entire series, if it's literally just the Mary. Because it would be weird if it was just the Mary. Like, I don't know if the Thousand Sunny... The Thousand Sunny has never seen a Cloboderman. Do they not love the Thousand Sunny as much as they love the Mary?
It's not close to death. That's my only statement I have to say. But
I mean, hasn't it only been like 5 days since they got that ship?
No. It's been much long. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
They got it before.
Yeah, but they weren't
skip.
on it for 2 years. So there you go. They abandoned the ship for 2 years, so so the spirit died.
That is interesting. They did abandon it for 2 years.
The exact
Whoever
time.
changed the conversation topic to One Piece has my thanks.
I was actually planning on changing it back to discuss package.
Wait, just one last thing on One Piece. I think at the very least, Big Mom's ships would have souls because that's her whole power.
Well, they do. Yes, they.
That's literally her power, though.
Anyway.
The other thing I was going to say is because just because you asked if it has only been like 5 days since they got the ship, the exact timeline of One Piece is a little murky at times, but it definitely hasn't been. It hasn't been more than a year since they. Essentially, the crew hasn't known each other for more than a year yet. I would say.
What do you mean?
People
All right, wait, but
like,
going from end of time skip to where One Piece is now, that's been like 2 weeks, right?
More than that. Oh god, they were like in Wano for a few months.
Yeah, they were in Wano for exactly 1 month and 1 week because it would have taken time. I think they were in Wano for almost exactly 1 month because they were at Whole Cake Island when there was a full moon, and then they were at Wano when there was a full moon. So I think they were in Wano for exactly 1 month, and then they stayed a week.
That stretches things out because weren't you saying that all of where we address Rosa is like 1 day, and then it seemed the island before that was like 1 day.
The arc of Dressrosa mostly takes place over a single day, and then they have a 3-day break. But what I was trying to say before is that basically, like, all the time the Straw Hats have spent together collectively before and after the time skip probably only comes up to around 6 months, maybe a little bit more. But the point being that everyone the Straw Hats knew during the time skip, they've known them almost more than twice as long as any of their friends on the ship. Like, Zoro knows Mihawk and Perona more than he knows any Straw Hat.
Yes. But, knows is I mean, he has been with them longer. It doesn't mean he knows them as well.
A fair point.
But I was going to say, you also are only thinking about the amount of time that actually transpires over the course of the arcs. There's also the sailing time between islands, which they gloss over, but there is implied.
You're telling
weeks.
me they haven't unlocked fast travel?
Fast travel is still implied passing of time.
Look, they can't ride their bike across the ocean.
I am accounting for that too. I feel like the travel time certainly makes up most of it, but I don't think it's that much.
It was absolutely still not even a year, but I mean, it's several months that they've been on a ship together.
It's just crazy for me to think about at times, like for, because a big thing of One Piece is the camaraderie of all the Straw Hats. Oh, the Straw Hats are family. They love each other so much. And Zoro has spent significantly more time with Mihawk and Perona than he has with any Straw Hat. Just always gets me giggling.
Oh, yeah, you got love at first sight. They have like blood brother at first sight.
Those are his true nakama.
But that is why
tracks for Zoro. The man is all about sword fighting.
That is why Zoro will end up with Perona.
Wait, Perona wasn't a sword fighter.
No, but she just went to the same island during the time skip.
Yeah, they spent 2 years together.
I am a hardcore.
I don't know. She's also not a sword, so I don't think Zoro will be interested.
I'll preface this by saying I acknowledge that there are a few things sadder than a One Piece shipper because romance has such a small role in One Piece. I realize that I am doing this in vain, but I like Zoro and Tashigi. I think they're adorable. It's a sword jock and a sword nerd. They're made for each other.
That is interesting.
He's got the sword. She's got the sheath.
Gross.
All right, so
Zoro still needs to go and get revenge on that staircase first.
Sorry. So, what was Hinkle saying?
I'm trying to find. Okay, 1,000 count for $19. Calculator time.
You'd have to buy.
Let's calculate how many wafers.
250 of them.
250 times $19. So roughly $4,750.
Okay, I'll get that Hinkle GoFundMe up for this.
Buy a Jesus.
Have any of you played?
My bank
for every 100 subscribers, I'll go out and buy a Jesus's worth of communion wafers.
My bank account currently has about one Jesus in it.
Oh, this is a great new measurement.
This is a new archaic measurement we're making.
I kind of want to see now, like, one of those, like, competitive food eating YouTubers for, like, Ash Wednesday do this as a challenge.
Competitive wafer eating?
What was that?
That's just a more blast.
You know how insane that would be?
Always, so I can talk.
Do you know how insane it would be?
No, hold on, wait. I want to hear what Vigil has to say.
What does Vigil have to say? We keep cutting him off.
I said this is just a more blasphemous version of that scene in early Full Metal Alchemist.
See, it's perfectly fair. I'm offering a bit of my blood. It's a fair trade.
No, he's referring to the scene, I assume, where he like lists off all the parts of a person.
That's right.
I mean, that's also what I was referring to, because they said, how do we get the mom's soul back? We don't have an equivalent exchange for a soul.
No,
and then,
the scene where he's talking to the girl at the church.
Oh, right, he was talking to the girl? Yeah. I thought he was talking to the priest. Or was that just the 03 one?
And he starts listing all of the chemicals in a human body and says you can buy one very cheaply at a pharmacist.
As we established, it's not quite as cheap for a G. Have any of you played Assassin's Creed's Black Flag?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you guys were. They were talking about the other day.
Coincidentally, yes, we were just talking about Black Flag. It is a terrible Assassin's Creed game, but a phenomenal pirate game.
Yeah.
I wonder how much it inspired Sea of Thieves.
I imagine a lot.
But
I really
want to go back and say this. Do you know how insane it would be to have somebody try to eat like 150 kilograms of food in one sitting, Khazard?
Probably very insane.
You'd be literally asking them to eat that entire person. They would die like a quarter of the way in.
I mean, a guy ate okay, we'll stretch it out. If a guy can eat a plane over a year, we could stretch this over like a week.
If you can do it over the course of like Easter week.
A guy ate a plane?
Yeah, there's like in the Guinness records, a guy ate an entire plane over like 2 years.
Was it deep fried?
I don't know, actually.
Somehow I feel like that would make it less healthy. Somehow you found a way to make eating a plane less healthy.
Well, I'm just saying, I feel like if you're gonna cook a plane, you need to deep fry it because otherwise it's gonna take forever in the oven. Like if you
Are you talking about a plane-sized amount of food?
No,
Okay. No, like an actual plane.
Okay, I just looked it up. We have Michael Lotito was ate a plane over 2 years from 1978 to 1980.
Was it a Boeing 747 or was it like another smaller kind of plane?
Let me read through the article. Let me see if we get to it. Let's see. He achieved this by breaking the plane down into small parts and consuming and digesting each piece.
Wait, it's metal.
In addition to the airplane, it is estimated between 1959 and 1997, he has eaten nearly 9 tons of metal. That's crazy because it says he was born in 1950, so he was eating metal at 9 years old.
I've heard of needing to put iron in your diet, but this is ridiculous.
His method involved breaking objects. You go.
That is you have to admire the commitment to doing a Seinfeld bit.
Before Seinfeld came out.
His method involved breaking down objects into small pieces before eating them. He would then drink mineral oil and water while swallowing to act as lubricant to help them down.
What the fuck?
He was born with pica, which is the disorder where you eat substances that aren't food.
Yeah, it's a compulsive disorder.
His stomach lining was also twice as thick as normal and had unusually strong digestive juices, allowing him to digest almost anything. This is why he was able to do this without harming his body.
I read that you can eat...
There you go, he was basically a mutant.
I read that you can eat coins, like metal coins, nickels, and quarters and stuff, and not get sick.
Well you can go blind.
You can get... Do you not remember that episode of Family Guy?
Oh shit! Yes, I do actually now. You went blind from that? Did I do?
Yeah, because he got nickel poisoning. Wait, okay. Throughout his life, it is estimated Michael consumed numerous objects, including 18 bicycles, 15 shopping carts, 7 TV sets, 6 chandeliers, 2 beds, 1 pair of skis, 1 computer, 1 waterbed. Oh, here's the plane. 1 Cessna 150 light aircraft. 500.
You said he ate televisions?
7.
I guess you could call that a TV dinner. Waka waka.
500 meters of steel chain. 1 coffin. 45 door hinges. And I think the best one on this list. 1 Guinness Award plaque.
I think I'll eat it now.
I mean, eating the award plaque makes me think of like the scene in Willy Wonka when they're interviewing, when Augustus Gloop was the first one to get the tick and they're interviewing his family and they hold the microphone up to his dad and the dad just bends over and eats the microphone top. There's like, oh.
Just saying I've eaten a shopping cart at some point in my life is an outrageous statement. There's something just really fucking hilarious to me to be measuring the amount of shopping carts you have eaten.
Okay.
It's not just, I ate a shopping cart. It's like, I've eaten 17 shopping carts.
Are we talking like actual shopping carts?
Yes.
Yeah. These were all the actual thing, not things that were made of food. These were the actual things.
No.
That's a hell of a pickup line.
Shopping cart, or is it one of those little bitty shopping carts?
No.
I assume it was a full
size, I'm assuming.
It's that he could consume and digest these strange materials, but he could not eat soft foods such as bananas or hard-boiled eggs, which usually made him sick. Dude's digestive system was like mirrored.
It makes me think
he got like a rock monster digestive system by mistake.
It makes me think of Ed from like Ed and Eddie, who would eat like whole mufflers. He would eat his bed whole. He would eat shopping carts whole. Like just basically, Ed would eat anything.
Well, you saw
except
how
in this case,
you saw how they ate those jawbreakers. You saw.
Well, I mean, he loved buttered toasts.
Well, yeah, but he also loved eating fucking beds and sofas and stuff.
Well, Ed just had
he ate his entire. Why did he eat his bed?
I think. Oh yeah, I think it was Eddie dared him. And thought it would be funny, but then he actually does it. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I remember. Dear Lord!
I remember a bed-shaped Ed at one point.
Yeah, look in VC context.
He passed away at 57 from natural causes.
So,
Natural causes.
That's a great pickup line, though. I've eaten more TVs than a Melee tournament circuit.
Hey, Pie to Pain. We're doing good. How are you?
He was like a real-life... Oh, sorry, I was just reading one of PB Pixel's lines. He was like a real-life X-Man, but one of the D-tier ones.
I mean, I feel like I shouldn't take the statement so seriously.
Like, being able to digest anything is... I mean, it's hard to make that a practical power in combat, but in general, it means that you're...
You do like that one guy in One Punch Man, that super fat guy that ate the snake lady, and he was just immune to her poison because he was really good at digesting.
He's that obscure DC hero Matter Eater lad.
But at least he could do it quickly. It's like Matter Eater lad. Sorry, go on.
This is one of Maeve's powers. We're just gonna start handing her shit like that episode of the Orville.
But I mean, the D tier X-Men are never really like combat focused. Like, there's that one X-Man who just like understands all languages.
I really like. Have you ever seen like the meme comic where they expand on how they make him useful?
No, I can't remember.
Okay, I'll try to find it real quick, but the way that goes down is X-Men comics have a way of making really unuseful powers really useful if the character is popular enough. And that specific character, the guy who can understand all languages, they bullshit, I can understand body language, which makes me good at combat. And then the person next to him is like, okay, that's practical, I guess. And then it expands on that, saying, I can understand all matter in the universe because I speak the language of the universe. Therefore, I have reality warping powers.
You're stretching it, buddy.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I can find the comic because it goes.
I would love to see like he's explaining that in like a room with other heroes, and they're just like, bullshit, get out of here.
I mean, the body language one almost makes sense. I don't know if that would have.
You had us with body language, but universally, get the fuck out of here.
You're right. Suspension of disbelief gone. No, there's one I thought was really interesting. I learned about recently, where his whole gimmick is like the second you stopped looking at him, you just forgot about him.
I think PB Pixel just said that right in chat at the same time. Only turn invisible when everyone looks away.
Yeah, but it's like it wasn't just that you just completely forgot he existed.
Yeah, that's a power of a Toho girl too. I was posting that in Shrouded Earth the other day.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say power of attorney.
Yeah, you were using that in Dimensional Labyrinth too, Hinkle, right?
Power of attorney.
Yeah, I was using power of attorney. No, not quite that. It was just that you were incapable of. It was a group of people who you were incapable of distinguishing them as, or like, recognizing their distinguishing qualities.
Oh, so you just saw him as a background character?
Yes, yeah. Like, if you actually stopped as like saying like, "Can you describe them?" You're like, "No."
I like the aliens they had in Doctor Who that had that when you weren't looking at them, you forgot all about them, because the episode they really focused on them was great for horror because it was the creepy gray the Slender Man looking guys, yeah. But like the third or so time when they kind of started realizing this was a thing, it's like they're talking and then each time like the camera changes, they have more tallies written on them because they started thinking, oh, okay, we'll just put a mark on ourselves whenever we see it so we can remember. And it's like, it's talking and then like the camera changes and you just see like one tally on their arm. Then like later episode tally changes, there's like 7 camera changes later on, their entire body's covered. And it's like it had an amazing horror vibe.
Hold on a sec. I found the comic I was looking for. I'm posting it in VC context, but now I remember the other bullshit one that he was using his powers for. Cypher's power is the ability to understand any language. The city is telling me where the bombs are planted.
What do you mean? What?
The city can't talk.
I mean, body language. I'm accepting because, like, why does a language have to be spoken? If it is a way of communicating meaning, then it should be something.
When he said he could understand Sanskrit, I was like, fine, whatever.
But like, saying I understand body language so I can fight, that doesn't make sense because that's not.
I could see, like, I understand body language so I could tell other people, you know, what this guy's going to fight or maybe something.
Because, like, they're not intending to express meaning with your movements in a fight. You're intending to do a thing. That's different.
Wait, isn't it?
I mean, isn't language intending to just, you know, get an idea out? So it's not too far-fetched.
It's okay, if we interpret language liberally as communication, then all of these things are signaling. So I can see it being interpreted as being good at fighting because you understand what everyone is telegraphing their moves.
I just think there's an intention in communication.
Is there not an intention for speaking and not an intention for fighting?
There is an intention in speaking. Obviously, you are intending to impart information. But
yeah, in fighting, I'm intending to impart information onto your pain sensors.
No.
I mean, really, there's a...
No.
This sounds like the kind of fight where a character is fighting the other guy, and he's like trying to explain this to the mutant as he's fist fighting him. Deadpool is just explaining everything Hinkle is saying. He's like, no, there's an element of volition in language that separates it from just information being conveyed by movement. And he just gets angrier and angrier because Hinkle's trying to hit him as he's trying to explain this to the mutant.
Yeah, information. You know, that's perfect. Information is not language.
Yeah, okay. I think that makes sense, because otherwise, I mean, like, what if you were to look, okay, if this guy looked at a math test, could he understand the language of math and see what the answers are?
Yes.
Hey,
okay, so that would work, but fighting wouldn't.
Yes, because, again, writing the math on a piece of paper, there is an intention behind, you are intending to depart the information of the math.
I think Hinkle's definition is largely the same definition I would use, which is that language, whether spoken or written, is a symbol intended to convey abstract information of some form.
Yes.
So if there's no intention and no symbology, then it is just telegraphing or...
It's just information. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, he would just be...
needs to stay still and let me hit him because his power should not work that way.
I just feel like the...
I could buy it lightly to let him be a really good coach.
I'm just saying, I agree with the idea that using it for fighting is kind of bullshit, but I would also say that also applies to using it to solve math problems. I feel...
Math is just a language.
Yeah.
A language with very limited meaning, but...
A very structured meaning.
Yeah.
Managed to finish Scissor 7 and watch Sonic 3 today. I've been getting a lot of Scissor 7 clips popping up on my YouTube feed. For me to check it out sometime.
Is that a movie that's coming out?
It's an anime that's on Netflix right now.
Like Spider-Man related, or
no? It's
oh, sorry, that's Sinister 6.
Yeah, Scissor is just some anime on Netflix. I also
I don't know very much about how magic works in Marvel, but is it language derived enough that it would be useful to be able to speak all languages for that purpose? Because I would feel like that would make more sense than the fighting one, if it does.
That would be. I think he would learn about as fast as Doctor Strange did. Yeah, because I mean, especially in the MCU, the comic book version of magic is never very delved into that hard. It really, like, Doctor Strange comic books is just like imagination, baby.
Wait,
but like
I like Pixel. What if his power is the more he tries to explain his power during a fight, the stronger he becomes?
The more you nerd rage, the stronger you get.
That's just a JoJo fight.
I would say that is the most broken JoJo character. If he just gets stronger, the more he's brokenly.
Oh.
That would be the most brokenly meta stand in JoJo. Character who just gets stronger the more arbitrary restrictions he puts on his power mid-fight.
I mean, that's just Hunter x Hunter now.
A little bit.
I'm disappointed I can't pick up this turret. Also, yeah, I started the game, if you guys didn't notice.
Yeah, I'm watching. But yeah, like in the MCU, like they do magic by creating energy glyphs in the air, which more or less seems to be like the universe's binary language. And like, so then the universe just interprets their energy glyph as a thing that happens, and that's how magic works in the MCU. And so that would 100% fall within the purview of that guy's super power.
If you do check it out, I recommend you watch it, Cess.
Upgrade.
Oh, season 1, then OVA 1, then season 2, and OVA. Okay, so they have an OVA after each season. Okay, I'll
call them OVAs instead of OVAs.
Yes.
Ovums? We got phone lore.
You have one new message. First message from Genevieve Aristide. Ian, can you send me copies of any materials your task force has put together on the origin anomalies? Harlan is supposed to be updating me daily, but apparently he's got his hands full with the grudge he insists on carrying. I hope he's not dribbling too much poison in people's ears. I take full responsibility for what happened to the team, but wishing won't bring them back. In any case, now's not the time for assigning blame. We have to work together as a team to get through this crisis. Thanks so much.
Hey,
End of message.
Harlan, who was the guy last time? Chuck? Yeah, I think this business deserved whatever happened, what's going on.
Because of their names?
No, because these guys seem to be real petty when they're calling these other people. Like, these guys cannot get along at all. They deserve all of this.
Not like Chet.
Yeah, Chet's a bro. He's a good one. Also, for some reason, those tiles are getting to me with the...
Oh, like the outlets not really lined up with
yeah,
them?
like the outlets covering too. You think they would just get rid of the tiles altogether.
Yeah, it's sort of like on top of them instead of having cut out tiles.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, that one kind of does look cut out.
I mean, it is 2005. The building codes were different then.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Wait, the light went on and now it went off.
Hi there.
Hey, buddy. Don't mind
I think
me.
that's Fettle.
No, it's not Fiddle. It's not Fiddle at all. Yeah, it's not Fiddle.
It's a window.
To the wall?
Hey, he lives again.
Am I alive?
Yes.
No.
Okay. My broadband shut out. My broadband just shut out on me there.
Planted the seeds of their doom.
Oh.
War is coming. I've seen it in my dreams. Fire sweeping over the earth. Bodies in the streets. Cities turned to dust. Retaliation.
This is Fettle we're hearing in our heads right
Yeah.
Oh no, Fiddle. That was just the movie last night. You were really out of it.
What?
I'm trying to make a joke. He's like, I saw this vision. It's like, no, bro. That was just the movie we were watching. You were wasted, man. You couldn't tell what was up and what was down.
I like how you said no Fettle. It was almost like somebody saying no Diddy. I'm playing F.E.A.R, no Fettle.
Oh.
Excellent.
Mobile.
Automobile.
Fiddle got red pilled on Reddit.
I took the Reddit pill.
Next, he's gonna say the West.
I was on r/conspiracy, and dude, it opened my eyes.
All of the world's helium is going to be gone in 20 years.
Dude, that's a serious problem.
I thought, no, because I remember I looked up that. I think they found they
way more than 20.
I think
They're
they
looking
had
into making artificially produced helium as well.
ever done the slow
What's up?
scream.
Everything you said is completely true.
Yo, the trash can flips.
Khazard, there's a ghost going on right now.
I don't care. Physics. I got trash can physics.
The trash stays trash.
I think they found.
Oh, Khazard, I didn't know your waifu was in this stream.
Trash.
Okay, let's see. I gotta mute Shima real quick.
Right click, server ban.
Khazard doesn't have that authority.
Is this
Does he?
Let's find out.
Someone didn't read the fine print of their contract.
I thought he meant he was trying to boot me from the Discord, and I don't think Khazard's an admin on the Discord.
That was the joke.
Oh,
Those are
You
ghosts.
thought they were good.
those are people.
They make ghosts.
Everybody take cover.
They will be ghosts. Actually, their voices sounded different.
Yeah, because
They
they're
sound-
like the normal people that are like some reason against me.
The cops?
Yeah.
They're private security, I think.
Here, this will teach you guys.
You missed.
This is just overkill.
That one didn't miss.
There we go. That should teach these guys a lesson.
Wow, he's just skeletonized Derek.
He looks better this time.
Wow, Derek, you really lost weight.
He's nothing but bones.
All right, got it.
Yeah,
Right click.
Gotta
Help
just...
me!
Man, I can't believe you hit him in the testicles 57 times. Just imagine that,
the
that
skeleton guy.
sound clip.
He did just get skeleton. He's just gone.
Just imagine that sound clip being for rapid fire testicle punches.
Kidney punch, kidney punch, kidney punch.
And pause.
Star Platinum, but exclusively dick shots.
Dick platinum. Star dickinum?
He's over here. Fire in the hole.
You didn't see him?
He was distracted by his dick punching.
Man down.
You are almost dead.
Move it.
Need to remember the
You were no
controls.
longer almost dead.
Oh, it's only the two? Oh no, there's
No, there's one more behind there.
Just a point blank shotgun shot.
I think I pinned him.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his foot's pinned to the desk.
No, it's just
Oh,
I balanced his gun perfectly for my taking.
He said, I'm dead now. Here's my gun.
Please use this responsibly.
Use this
Please break-
responsibly, as you have clearly demonstrated you are. As you
you are superior. This belongs to you now.
Please take my gun to my son. He lives in Miami. Don't tell him anything else. Just give him my gun. He'll understand the rest.
Sir, I kneel. You have bested me in combat.
He's here.
Oh, who,
No, I'm
wait,
not.
who are they shooting at? Oh, they're shooting at.
oh, the clones.
Oh, yeah, they're the cops and the
They're
clones
running into
fighting.
the actual threat.
Get out of there.
Good job, guys. You got it.
The guy's hanging in
know,
there.
I really should
Oh, no,
probably
he
be
died.
helping them.
I love.
Computer.
I have a bit of an obsession with watching two
Hey,
AI factions fighting each other.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
cool.
taking fire.
I
I
very
always
much.
love
Sitting there like a
Halo.
peep and Tom watching them fight for their lives. I'm pretty sure that's why they're watching it.
Hey, no, you can focus on more important things. Come on, man. You have a job to do. You should go do it. This isn't gonna look good for your security.
Actually, is anyone they're fighting right now, or if it's just
Well, the one guy.
Random
died.
bullets.
I think the bullets have to be coming from. I mean, yeah, I think the voices might be coming from actual characters. Like,
See, if you weren't looking at me, maybe this would have gone different, guy.
I'm not talking about canon, to be clear. I'm just talking about like the actual programming of the situation. If they're because we haven't seen the clones at all.
I think they're there. There would be no. I mean, it's a fairly light scene. I think there wouldn't be any reason to not have them there, to make it a little bit more realistic. Oh yeah, just look out the window. Do you see them?
No.
Oh, they may have ran off.
Wow,
Hey,
that was
now they're
literally
repeating
the
it.
conversation. What the fuck?
Do you see them?
Guys,
No.
are we AI?
I'm not. You guys all are.
Hey, Outcast. We're doing good. We're just watching all these security guards go. Oh, there's one.
I'm not supposed to tell you about the simulation, but fuck it, you wouldn't believe me.
Sorry, I don't have enough input to make a response to that.
I'm sorry, the terms in service do not allow me to make a response.
I'm just picturing a version of the Matrix where if you wake up, if the prostitute violated terms of service, and then it's slushy.
You know, we could really use the power, but you're honestly
should
kind
Just
of
use the
going
laser
against...
gun on the Juggernaut.
Using the red pill violates the
The terms and agreements.
Terms and service.
Just use the laser on the Juggernaut.
No, I gotta save the laser for... Okay, yeah, maybe.
Well,
I
I'm
Saving
curious,
for real. Oh wait, that is.
I'm curious if the laser is a one-shot kill on him, just like it is. Nope.
No.
Damn.
The recoil on that thing is crazy.
Let me in.
Also, if the cops were going against.
Oh
the
wait, no,
Juggernaut,
that was wrong.
Yeah, what?
I got turned around because of the glass. That way, remote grenades do I have? Yeah.
Grenade isn't here.
I was gonna make that joke too.
What?
That
Well,
felt like it was
sounded
pretty
violent.
on point. Yeah, that sounded like it was really on point.
It also just sounded bigger.
I think like I hit one of their grenades with my grenade.
Juggernaut's dead. Just a normal guy.
So don't die to him, or that'd be really embarrassing. Yep, there you go.
Something about those ragdolls where they just like snap to the A pose as they fall.
I had nothing to say about it until you described it that way. It's really funny.
Khazard having the spatial awareness of Pinkie Pie. No. Yeah, Pixel has it right. More of being derpy more.
Shit, I think Fettel's going after that Alice Wade chick Bishop mentioned. Looks like he's heading for the executive building. You've got to get to her before he does. She might be able to help us figure out where
He's
Fettel's
a good
after.
person, totally not a CIA agent.
Derpy's only pretending to be stupid. It was all an act.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Really just fun
Ah.
backstory.
They saw me. Hinkle, they heard you.
What was that, Vigil?
Wasn't that literally Bonbon's backstory?
It was.
Well, I mean,
Ron
we don't know if
was a
that was
glowy.
real or not.
It's canon. It was in Slice of Life. It was
Well,
in
no,
an
that I
episode.
always thought it said she was paranoid and crazy.
There was also a book released to that effect that basically played it straight with Bon Bon's secret backstory being in the Pony Secret Service.
I just like they did that because the whole fandom stuff of every time she was on screen, she had a different voice. It's like, yeah, she's a government agent. They're all aliases.
I heard as I was going away, he said, Hinkle, they heard you.
Oh right, I could. Oh, I'm all out of health.
Yeah, you're all at. You gotta watch your health.
I forgot I can actually peek around corners. That'd probably work better than standing slightly outside of the corner.
He was pulling a chopper.
2020 hindsight. One of Chopper's running jokes is that he looks behind corners by putting his whole body out in front of the corner and then just hiding a little bit of his face. He does.
He hides one half of his face while the rest of his body is out, instead of the other way around. And then, like, the joke escalates where, like, in any situation where people are peeking around, he does it as backwards as possible. Like, there's a situation where everybody's peeking over, like, the top of a cliff ledge, and then Chopper, like, literally, like, does a handstand over the cliff edge.
I don't remember that one. Do you remember, was that in Alabaster?
Oh, there was a guy over here shooting me through the windows.
I certainly believe it. I just have a hard time remembering that specific instance.
That all? Okay, I think that was all of them. It's not a door here, right? Oh.
Yeah, the way that one guy just snapped to the wall got me.
Yeah, I love that penetrator gun.
Khazard loves penetration. You heard it here first. Oh, phone lore.
I was just making sure there's no guys that are gonna run in.
You have one new message. First message from an outside number.
Hey, it's me. Call me, okay? I'll try your cell phone.
End of messages.
Oh, me! I love that guy.
I wonder if he knows chat.
Reminds me of that one Anon in Equestria comic where Pinky's mom was an ex-assassin for Celestia. Oh, wasn't that the one by Pencils? The Marble Pie?
Maybe the Marble Pie one. I don't remember. I didn't really see the Marble Pie comic, although I certainly know of it.
I know, like, they had Pinky's mom was definitely, like, involved with something in the past for that one. I wonder how far... Oh. Hey, buddy.
Did you just not get any on the couch?
Yeah, I kept the couch clean. Oh, this is a good couch.
Yeah,
wait,
no, there it is. You messed it up. We're gonna have to take the whole couch in.
Well, I mean, it's a black couch, so you don't expect those to be clean.
Alright, you're gonna have to take that home with you now. You know, you break it, you buy it.
You know how much of a pain it is to get blood out of leather? Oh.
That man exploded.
But I think that's a Juggernaut. He might still be okay.
He's not. He's probably is, but the guy in front of him is now just.
Oh, he took 2 grenades. He's still good.
I would recommend not getting close to him. He's a lot beefier than he.
You want to correct that, Shima? You want to, you know...
You don't realize how powerful the shotgun is.
Also, how
I'm sure your hubris will catch up with you sooner or later.
Never. I'm the main character. I'm always right.
I'm the video game boy.
I'm the one who wins.
Oh.
I'm the fear man.
I'm the fear man. I'm the one who scares.
I'm John Fear.
I get it.
I cannot find the scene of Chopper hiding upside down.
For the Halo Combat Evolved.
Wait, what?
It's making a joke about John Halo, the star of Halo. You truly were a Halo Combat Evolved. But now we need you to be a Halo 2.
Okay, I think I might have gotten that helicopter.
You were the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
In the end, we were all Naruto Shippuden.
Oh!
The big robot.
Hey, you are the Avatar, the last Airbender. Wait, that one's correct.
That one's actually it. You are the Legend of Korra.
I don't think Penetrator does much.
Until he stops being the last Airbender.
I don't think he knows I'm here. I hope he does it.
You have your flash.
In the end, we were all Bleach.
Oh? Woo! That was nice. And
to this day, I don't understand the title of Bleach.
Well, as it went on, the background started going away, becoming all white, just like what happens when you put bleach on stuff. He was playing the wrong con with that name.
That's a deep cut.
I googled why was Bleach called Bleach, and it's trying to. The AI from Google.
Oh, yo, I could just shoot his missiles when he shoots them at me.
Why the product Bleach is called Bleach?
Like the bleach as in actual bleach bottles are called bleach.
Do you have any shots left with your zap gun?
I do. Oh yeah, I could try one. Let me reload it. No.
Apparently, Kubo at first wanted to call the show Black.
So he went for the opposite.
Well, and then he was like, and then he's trying to call it White, and he's like, yeah, this is still too lame and generic, so he went with Bleach.
That works.
I'm just going for a cool sounding name. Gotta respect it.
That's a lot of them, to be fair. I prefer that to the over-descriptive, like, isekai ones.
Well, I mean, at this point, there's so many animes that are so similar, they're out of titles. They have to go that overly descriptive, because there's nothing left.
My new girlfriend is the Grim Reaper, and now she's living in my closet? Also, I'm a Grim Reaper too.
Grim Reaper 2, Grim Harder.
Not.
Wouldn't it be Reaper?
It's not the story of Bleach, but you just replace Ichigo with Grim.
I'd watch it.
Unrealistic. Grim never succeeds in anything.
That's not true. He's good sometimes. Just not whenever it involves Billy or Mandy.
Only when the plot requires him to be.
I mean, to be fair, he did stop the alien invasion. Does anybody remember that whole story arc?
Yeah, that ran across the 5 different shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I only ever saw the Ed, Edd n Eddy one, and it always left me so confused. I never knew it was like part of a multi-show arc.
There was a 5-show story arc on Cartoon Network.
Gun. Oh.
About an alien invasion, and like invading all of Cartoon Network, and so it starts with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, where Blue watched a movie about aliens, and he then becomes convinced that Cheese is an alien. Cheese the character, not Cheese the food.
I actually scared. I thought that was ghosts and not.
Look out
soldiers.
for ninjas. My ninja sentence. Oh no, it's just regular guys.
So the whole episode is just revolving around Blue being paranoid over nothing because there are no aliens at that point. But at one point in the episode, Blue gets in a observatory and gets on a microphone that's like made to communicate with outer space and starts shouting, "Hey aliens, come here, we have your cheese." And then the episode ends like there's a post-credit scene where aliens actually start coming to Earth, and it's like cheese.
And I don't remember this. This sounds awesome.
I think Laszlo was next.
No, the next one was My Gym Partner is a Monkey, which was a platypus.
That was the 5th one. That's the one I always forgot.
The platypus. It was one of the few episodes of My Gym Partner is a Monkey that I really liked. I don't know if it was actually voiced by Gilbert Gottfried or if it was just a really good Gilbert Gottfried impression, but there was a new platypus in the school that Adam was convinced was an alien. And the platypus just openly was like, "Yes, I am an alien here to help." Just declared that it was time for the invasion, and it's just like the whole episode. He's just like, "This is where the landing site is going to be."
He is.
And like everyone's just like, "Haha, you're such a joker." But
I don't remember this at all. It sounds awesome.
I wonder why. Oh, I just exploded that guy. I wonder why I never saw any of these other episodes and only the Ed and Eddie one ever.
Well, to be fair, Gym Partner is like the weakest show out of the 5. So
Yeah, I did not watch. I did not watch My Gym Partner as a Monkey.
I
at
enjoy.
all.
It.
I
Can
like
still
Gym
remember
Partner
quite a
was a
few
monkey.
things.
I can't remember if the Ed and Eddie one or the what.
Sorry, it's just chat bring up. The when we did the My Gym Partners the cripple.
Cripple.
I just it's gotta be one of my favorite bits from the one.
Well, my favorite part of the bit was because wheelchair is my last name.
But now I go to a cripple school because wheelchair is my last name.
What a stupid reason.
My gym partner's a cripple. Cripple. I can't even remember how that came about. Like, why did
it was when we first saw Liz. I think Hinkle brought up that it reminds her of the giraffe, and then we just connected 2 and 2.
My gym partner's a cripple.
Cripple. But now I have to go to a cripple school because they broke my legs.
So that one makes more sense. It was funny because it was, wheelchair is my last name.
I mean, it's about the same premise as the original show, so it works.
What was his name in the original show?
Lion was his last name. Yeah.
But they it's Lyon, but they misspell it with an I, so
they think he's an animal.
Reminds me of the episode.
My favorite thing about
the organization without a cool acronym because he's illegally an ocelot.
Oh, was that a character?
Yeah, Doofenshmirtz is legally an ocelot because he was. I thought we were
talking about My Gym Partner is a monkey.
No,
I keep forgetting. Doofenshmirtz has the most random backstory details. He was raised by
ocelots.
I thought he had a normal, if miserable, childhood. Like with his parents.
He's not normal. His parents weren't there for his own birth.
Yeah. Okay. His story is he was. It started with his birth, where neither of his parents showed up. He was. I forget the exact order, but he was briefly adopted by ocelots after being kicked out of the house. He was raised by his normal family, but they wouldn't show up to his birthday parties.
There was a running gag about like somebody stealing or somebody shouting something at him throughout his childhood.
Yeah, that was his dad.
His dad yelling to stand still because he was supposed to be a gnome.
Yes, because he's a gnome. Okay.
Hold on, we got laptop.
He would be a lawn gnome to protect their vegetable garden from witches spell wood trolls.
We have lore now.
Hold on a second, we got a laptop. Pause.
Alienware.
There's a little more here about Origin. The reason they shut it down was a synchronicity event. Doesn't say what that means, but I guess there were a few casualties.
Synchron City.
Anyway, his mother's love was inexplicably tied to kickball. He wasn't deemed a man because he didn't jump off the high dive like he was supposed to.
Yes.
His younger brother was supposed to be a girl, but his mom made a bunch of
girl clothes,
and he had to wear them.
Yeah.
I know, but wouldn't they logically not have fit even until much later? So this was. Why was she making
really prepared?
Or I thought that they thought he was gonna be a girl or something.
No, okay. Doofenshmirtz has a younger brother named Roger.
Oh, I thought Roger was the older one.
Oh, wait. No, he's the younger brother. Yeah, Roger's his younger brother.
Roger's his younger brother. And
I just picked because since he's the Chad, he would be the older one.
No, it's like me and Shima. The Chad is the younger one.
You keep telling yourself that, sure.
Oh, scary things are happening.
I love you, Shima.
I know you do.
Oh.
Wait,
look at the screen.
No homo.
It's a little homo.
oh,
he doesn't have a hall pass. Oh
God, what is... Dude, why'd you shoot the screen?
I'm not gonna let her ring her way through that.
I agree.
Yeah, fair. Actually, she could have.
Okay, here's a question: if the ring girl is going through a screen and you break it when she's only part way through, what happens?
The glass just falls away and it becomes like a portal to wherever she was crawling out of. At that point, the TV is already transformed into like a connection.
So you're telling me instead of one big ring girl, you'd have multiple smaller ones coming out of each piece of glass?
No, you just have a bunch of shattered. You just have a bunch of shattered glass everywhere, but you would still have like a hole leading to her well.
Shima's half right. It wouldn't shatter at all because at that point it's not made of glass anymore.
Wait, was this actually covered in one of the movies?
Well, if you watch it, it's a.
I'm not gonna watch it. I don't want to die.
What if you just?
It's practically like water when she's coming out of it.
Okay, but what if you just push the TV so it's face down?
I do believe that is in one of the movies, like one of the Japanese ones.
She just pushes it up. She just crawls out of it and crawls out.
What if you hold it down? Because I mean, she's only a kid. You could hold the TV down, and a kid can't.
She's a specter. She's stronger than you.
I don't know. I think you could, but then you're gonna start having like her hair tentacles coming out from like the edges of the TV, and they're gonna start grabbing you. And
get some scissors. I'll be a barber. I'll go Sweeney Todd on it.
I want Shima to put the Ring Girl in Acadia, but none of the characters know what a VHS tape is or how.
Well, the Ring Girl
reminds me of that Treehouse of Horror where they did the ring, but it was a TikTok video.
Well, in later sequels. Oh, hold on. This is foreboding.
Did you not see it?
Oh, who's that?
She was standing right next to you.
Wait, she what? I thought I saw this change and her was on it.
No, she was literally like look towards the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she was literally like to the right of the screen, like standing right under the buttons.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw something.
Shit, I didn't see her either.
So close you didn't even see her.
Like someone clip it.
It reminds me.
I was watching this. I was watching the whole time. I didn't see it either.
It reminds me. I remember I saw one of those, prankster, TV shows, and they did one where people get in like it was a fake elevator. People get into it, and then the lights would go out. And they would have a fake panel on the side that would open up, and a person dressed up like the Rain Girl or something creepy would crawl out and stand there for when the lights turned back on. And I think for one of them, the person freaked out and just punched them right in the face. It's like, you gotta love just the immediate gut impulse to attack the ghost people have.
Yeah, when the fight instinct kicks in instead of the flight.
Thankfully, it wasn't a kid dressed up. It was, a person on their knees, so no children were harmed.
Ah! Jeez!
What?
I watched the clip. Yes, she was there for a split second. Holy shit.
Wait, yeah. What was the, what did they do in the sequel?
Oh, I was saying in the sequel, she moves to digital. She curses people on YouTube in some of the sequels.
Oh.
Like, you can watch it on YouTube and you'll get cursed.
Well, yeah, the most recent, remake/sequel kind of just created the apocalypse.
I'd love to see a ghost actually become, a popular YouTuber and do all the, favorite subscribe stuff just to get more hauntings in.
I posted the link to the Twitch, to the clip in the Twitch chat. I'll also post it in VC context. But yeah, she appears for a split second and it caught me off guard.
Oh.
Why the fuck is what is that link? Like the mushy powerful Oka?
I don't know. That's
just A-bomb. Well, I mean, that's just how Twitch does their URLs. It's just a combination of 4 or 5 words to make sure it's unique.
Mushy powerful Okapi.
Interesting.
Yeah, instead of how YouTube has a chain of 12 random characters, Twitch just does 4 random words. Found more laptop lore. I wonder if Alma ever gets frustrated that you don't notice her scares.
At this point, she's becoming tsundere because she's trying to scare you, senpai, and you're not even acknowledging her.
I just love that as a trope of just the ghosts that can't scare people. They just get annoyed by it.
You're so focused on the mission, you're not even noticing it.
You're so busy watching your online animes, you don't even notice me floating behind you.
They pulled the plug on Origin. Apparently they just locked the doors and threw away the key. They don't go into a lot of detail, but I guess the place is really dangerous to be in. Wonder if there's some kind of chemical leak or something.
Oh. I want to see if I can knock the laptop off the balcony.
But going back to the Cartoon Network Aliens thing, I can't remember if the Ed, Edd n Eddy one was next, or the
it's bulletproof glass.
There was the Ed, Edd n Eddy one and the Laszlo one. I can't remember what the order was. I think it was Ed, Edd n Eddy and then Laszlo, because the Ed, Edd n Eddy one was like the aliens were like studying.
Yeah, they took the whole cul-de-sac at the end.
Yes, yeah, they were studying human psychology.
But the actual plot was unrelated.
Yeah.
Well, the plot was like, I think, also Ed watched a scary movie and he was paranoid and convincing everyone else there was monsters or like hiding among them.
It was also calling like Rolf's relatives aliens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he was doing some his
weird shit. Yeah. And then there's a phone over there.
Do not mock the son of a shepherd. The traditions of the son of a shepherd are not to be mocked.
I thought this book was a nice sandwich from a distance, because it's brown.
It was a huge.
Why would there just be a sandwich out on somebody's desk at night?
Well, because they had to leave in a hurry because there's gunshots going off everywhere because I can't be trusted.
Who parked their car on my sandwich?
What is that from?
The ASDF videos.
Yeah, that sounded like an ASDF.
You have one new message. First message from
Harlan Wade. Hi, it's Harlan Wade. I've been trying to get a hold of Genevieve all week, but the bitch never picks up her fucking phone. Now look, if you see her, tell her we're in deeper shit than I thought. Her brilliant idea of reopening the vault set something in motion that I can't explain, and I don't know how to stop. I sure hope she's happy.
end of messages.
Okay, Harlan, just because there's ghosts involved doesn't mean you have to get nasty. We're going to have to talk with HR about this.
That was pretty damn aggressive, guy. I mean, I know I know ghosts are about now, but come on.
Wait, if ghosts are involved, can you really go to human relations to talk about it?
You got a mandatory sensitivity training in your future, buddy.
I'm trying to remember. There's a joke about human relations in Beetlejuice, but they call it something different, like specter relations or something.
Inhuman relations?
Inhuman relations, I bet that's it.
The Laszlo one was... Sorry, I'm going back to that now.
You go.
The Laszlo one was the one where they reveal that the aliens are here for cheese. And so that sort of ties in the whole thing where Blue accidentally drew aliens here because he announced to the universe that they have cheese.
Oh, it's no
and
it sounds like it's really fun to watch them all back to back to back. I don't even remember.
It was. I loved it. But I can't remember what it was. The Laszlo one was completely about, but I just remember that the alien in that episode was another guy who was like infiltrating the camp, and just so he could gather cheese. But then. Clearly, the writers of Grim Adventure, Billy and Mandy, were like, I want to get involved in this so I can ruin it. And
they got told they had the finale and that they had free reign, and they're like, all right, let's have fun with it.
The aliens started abducting cows so that they could make cheese, but only on full moons, because I can't remember why. They're aliens were also werewolves.
Funniest part is that they put the Spurg, the most out of nowhere scene. They have the bomb chip in his head, and he's just sitting there singing the song on the bridge of the ship, where his head blows up. It's just so out of nowhere. And of course, he still survives without a head.
I'd love to watch all these back to back.
It was such a stupid finale, but actually also really cool because it was one of the most action-packed episodes of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy ever.
What was Billy's hero character make its comeback?
Oh, Hostile Gato?
No, the one where he shoots yogurt out of his armpit.
Yeah.
We got 2 phones.
Allison, it's your father. You've got to get out of there. You're in danger. Get to my office and find my laptop. There's a text file called Proteus. Hurry.
Next message from
Aldous Bishop. Hey, it's Aldous. I read through those news clippings and I definitely think you're onto something. I'm going to see if I can track down some other people who lived or worked in the area during that time. Even a couple of interviews would help. I'll keep you posted.
end of messages.
Alice, it's your father. Go into my office, get my laptop and the text file of Orpheus. Also, do not open the internet browser at all. Do not look at anything in there. Just only get this one text file I'm specifying.
Do not open. In fact, disregard that. I need you to delete the entire browser history.
You know what? Just don't touch the laptop. You should be touching that anyways.
Most of the walls are bleeding. And there's a phone.
Nah, it always does that.
The walls will ooze brains.
It's Friday. The walls always bleed on Friday.
It's lots and lots of trade.
What phone is going off?
But who was phone?
Might be not on this floor.
Is it in the blood?
No, it might be in the other room.
Is the blood?
The blood is calling.
Oh, there it is.
No, I don't have a problem. Oh.
Thing is, Captain
just can't answer it.
Spring's weaker.
I don't think it works anymore.
Wait, no, that sounds like it's coming from over here.
Perhaps it's not in this room.
Yeah, check the next room over. Instead of just shooting everything.
Did you just kick the wall?
But there is no way to go over. Yeah, bicycle kick.
I mean, try Alice's office. It sounds like it might be coming from the next room over.
I don't think there was a way to get over. Yeah.
No, now it does sound like it's farther away. Might be in that office.
Not on this floor.
Just break through the window, yeah.
Can't get in. There's a chair.
What about the desk?
Dong. Where is my automobile?
Where is my pants?
Where is my super suit?
So here's another question going off with ghost stuff. Okay, so Danny Phantom, he's half ghost. When Danny Fenton dies, what happens?
I think
does he become ghost permanently, or does the ghost die with him?
Well, they had the time they got split up and he died.
Yeah, that was a split up, and then the ghost murdered the human. So if he dies while he's still after, does he just go ghost and he can't turn back ever again?
I think that's how I would interpret it. He just goes ghost permanently.
But what happens if they split up and he dies?
Well, he just dies.
Yeah, that half just.
But what does that mean?
Well, when they got split up, they became two separate entities.
Right. So does he not have a soul?
Well, no. Then he was just human again, and I guess his soul just didn't go to the ghost. So it was never found. I don't know.
Oh, I hate that. I don't like that. Oh, I have to go on this.
It's cool, man.
You gotta go up and over it.
I don't want to do that.
It's cool. Just jump
like
on.
A gap on the right.
Nothing's gonna happen. Just jump on. Just jump on. It's gonna be fine.
It's not half.
Oh wow! Imagine if you had actually stayed on it.
That reminds me, we should. Well, no. If we do Half-Life, we should do it on Sven co-op so we can all play.
Oh, you could do co-op Half-Life.
Yeah,
with mods.
Sven co-op's just a free game. You can just play like Half-Life 1 with multiple people.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Also, the music's getting really fucking creepy. They're just elevators.
Did the same contractors who worked on Black Mesa work here?
Yeah, I just said I don't like elevators, but we should do that elevator Lethal Company like sometime.
Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about yeah.
Kletka or something it's called.
Yeah, that's not good.
Hit it harder. Not that hard.
What if you tried to open a door and then the door said no?
I'd ask the door harder.
Who's that?
I believe that was Alma. You are getting closer.
I don't know if I want to.
Shit is going to hit the fan by the end of this stream.
You should bicycle kick someone.
This is the first time I heard you on edge. Surprising considering the games we've played. Haha, lewd joke.
Oh, it was a lewd.
First time I heard you edge.
I don't like elevators.
Edging? Oh.
Elevator spook. I think I've said that before. I was actually stuck in an elevator once. I
don't think you did.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, story time. There was one time my mom brought me and my little brother to work, and it's like,
how old?
I was like probably 14. My brother was like 8. So basically, she works at office. We go there. We kind of sit in the break room because they had cable TV. So it's like, oh, we can watch cartoons, and she could do her work.
I'm just surprised it didn't come up in the Miles Edgeworth backstory.
I feel like I would have mentioned.
I'm trying to remember because that was so many years ago. I'm trying to remember if Khazard did bring it up for Miles Edgeworth's backstory because it seems like it would have come up.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Anyway, so we're in the break room watching cable TV. We're watching cartoons. It was Disney Channel.
Actually, this is more familiar now.
It was that one show with the dog girl and the bunny guy. I forget the name of it.
Oh,
Brandy and Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah, there we go. We were watching that. My brother, he gets up and he was gonna go take the elevator, go back to the office to hang out with our mom. And so he walks off, and I watch the TV, and I just got the feeling, I shouldn't really let him go to the elevator alone. That doesn't sound like a good idea. So I get up and follow after him and get in the elevator, right when he hits the button. So, I get in real quick. Elevator starts moving, and then it stops. And the doors don't open, because it was only a floor difference.
Mm-hmm.
But, there wasn't really stairs that were going through. The stairs are going through busy areas that we, as children, should not be going through. So we were taking the elevator, even though it's one floor. So it moves, it stops, and it's like, why aren't the doors opening? And it turned out the elevator was stuck, and we were stuck in there for 20 to 30 minutes. And it's just after the fact, whenever the thought comes up into my head, I always get the feeling of, it's really good I got that gut feeling to go after him, so I didn't let my 8-year-old at the time brother be stuck in an elevator alone. That would have been
so sad.
Yeah, he would have been scary for him. I think that was really good. That he had a good foresight on that.
Yeah. Like your instincts kicked in at the right time.
Yeah, because it would be bad for him to be alone, because that would probably be traumatic for an 8-year-old. But also, would anyone have noticed until someone else needed to use the elevator?
That's what I was going to ask. So first of all, how did they notice?
I think I had the idea to kind of shout, and someone heard.
And second of all, I guess that sort of answered my second question too. Like, at what point did you know that other people knew?
I don't remember that one. I just remember shouting somehow, shouting, people heard us, they got somebody. I can't remember if this was something that was happening regularly at the time, like they were aware the elevator can jam and they had, someone on quick call, or if this was, we should probably get this inspected now because that's not good. We can't have that jamming.
I'm assuming the second one. But
I was going to say, did it not have one of those call buttons in it?
No, it was a small office building, so...
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... that would be the scary part for me, is not knowing how long it was going to be. Once I know, this has an endpoint, even if the endpoint is, hours and hours away, I'd be mostly fine. It's just, sitting there not knowing if anyone even knows. That would scare me.
Yeah, that's fair. The not knowing is the worst part.
Well, I had the somewhat confidence of, this is a small office building. Our mom is here. Someone will notice eventually, and also it's an office. They would have the contacts to get somebody to fix it right away. So
yeah,
we just got to
there must be
just
when an
gotta
elevator
stay
breaks
calm,
down. I think there must be,
and eventually this problem will be solved.
I get the sense when an elevator breaks, there must be some kind of sensor that goes off that somebody knows when an elevator's broken.
Plus the sensor broke.
Depends, because like on small buildings, they don't need to have that kind of regulation.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's just part of the. It's like part of the elevator. Like it has a whole bunch of electronics in it already by default. I don't see any like. There's no added cost to
I mean,
putting...
it's possible it more than likely does go off in some remote room that not many people are going to look at in a small office building.
That was ominous lag. Oh,
yeah. See. Another thing that this was less severe, but I remember at college once. We're at part of the college where, you know, it's a long walk to the stairs, so most people take the elevator here. And it was the older pair of elevators, not the newer ones, because it was the other side of the building. It was me and a bunch of other people just getting... I remember, we were just got out of the French class. You know, half the class is going off to another classroom on that floor. The other half, we're all waiting for the elevator. We press the button. Wait a minute. The elevator doors open. The elevator drops a foot and then comes back up. We're all like,
oh, God.
No, we're not taking it. Like, we all just like, nope, not doing that one. We'll take the extra 5-minute walk for the stairs.
Man, I hope
It's like never again.
That's insane.
They were an old pair of elevator, because like if you looked at the college building from the outside, you know, one side of the building is very old and rustic looking. You could tell it's been around for a long time, and the other half is more modern looking, and this was on the rustic, older looking side. So I was like, yep, I'm just gonna start walking now. I'm getting in my cardio.
Take the stairs. Also, you know French?
I took a French class. I don't know French. I'm really disappointed because I'm really disappointed in myself for it, because the teacher was enthusiastic. He was a great teacher, but that semester my classes started at 7. I had to commute an hour to get there, and this class was the last class I had in the day at noon, and I was falling asleep in that class almost every single time.
Like, it was just an hour's commute for this one class?
No, I had a full day, so classes started at 7. I had to commute an hour, so I'm waking up at like 5:30, or even earlier if it was snowing. And this was during the summer, thankfully, that's right. So I get there at 7. Yeah, because my first class was physics, and even the teacher said, guys, I don't want to get here this early either. I hate it. This is the only time slot the school would give me for the class. There was actually one time he didn't show up because I guess he had a late night the night before. So yeah, 7, you know, going class. I had the French class at like 11:15 to 12, and I'm just falling asleep almost every single time. So I retained nothing from that class. I passed, but I don't know anything.
I cheated through my Italian classes in college. The only time I ever cheated, and I have no regret at all, because fuck foreign language classes. They should not force people to take foreign language classes. I get it, but it's a kind of learning that some people just can't do.
I mean,
it's not just myself.
My state curriculum is you have to take and pass 2 years of language class.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember if it was required to take Spanish, because I didn't take it in college. I only took foreign language classes in high school, where I seem to recall it was required. But Arizona, Spanish is a useful language to have.
Yeah, I remember at high school we had the choice between Spanish and French, and we had to take it for 3 years in high school, and I don't remember much Spanish.
No puede tiene el cartel.
That was the same for me, but for Chinese. Oh, that sounds even more rough, Pixel.
See, I didn't get Chinese early on, or I might have taken that. I ended up doing German. I ended up taking 3 years when I only needed 2 because I failed German 2 the first time.
Okay, so Scruffy...
It was my early class, so I kept falling asleep.
Scruffy took German, Khazard took French, Hinkle took Italian, I took Spanish. Vigil,
I took Spanish and Italian.
I took Spanish and French in school, but I learned nothing from the classes. And of course, I finished a Duolingo course on Hebrew, but I used so much hand-holding that I don't know very much of it.
In general, I was looking to see if we all had a different language that we could speak. So if we needed to do a world tour at any point, it sounds like we're pretty covered.
Speak is generous.
We could not do a world tour. We need to have like an Alexa translating for us or something.
I
Google
understand
the weight on this one.
Hey, look, we got a letter from the monolith.
I can derive a general understanding from multiple languages. I can't come up with the words to speak them, but when I hear them, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that word. But I could never ask or answer a question in any language other than English.
You had to take Chinese in high school to pass Pixel? What school, mate? Chinese just seems like such an odd choice for a school to do. Spanish is usually the main one.
I mean,
my cousin's school is the same way.
My the one school I went to was kind of. I went to 2 high schools. The first one was kind of normal. The second one was when I was living with my dad. It was kind of bougier, and the Chinese was considering the fancy language option because you had like the other 3, which is like Spanish, French, and German.
Alright, it's phone lore.
You have 1 new message. First message from an outside number. Hi, it's Sue. It's about 2:30. Guess you're in a meeting, as usual. Anyway, just wanted to make sure you got my email about tomorrow night. Sorry for the short notice, but we won't have to stay late. Call me back when you get in. Bye. End of messages.
So what I'm getting is that Sue is open tomorrow night. Let's just note that down.
Remember that, chat.
She has a voice that makes it sound like she fucks human men.
Agreed.
Guys, Alma's gonna get jealous. Stop it.
I was like, oh, it sounds like she fucks human men in a human world.
Yeah.
She's already pissed off at us enough. You're gonna make her jealous and see how much anger a jealous ghost can get?
Well, just play F.E.A.R 2.
We will.
You'll understand that joke eventually, Shima.
Oh, does I get the implication that Alma actually does want to F the main character in the sequel?
Want to.
Yeah, there's been jokes made at me. Involving F.E.A.R 2.
Nobody ruin it.
I mean, I've already straight up said it to Khazard, I'm pretty sure.
We got some ghostiness on here.
Oh yeah, there's something else in there. Oh, now there's
Don't bring it up.
cathode ray tubes.
Wait.
I mean, it's 2005. We didn't think we'd get rid of those yet.
I read somewhere today. I think I was at lunch and I was just browsing on my phone.
Oh,
Sony's planning to discontinue all Blu-rays at some point in the next year. So yes. I'm wondering, is there anything after that? The DVDs are no longer there. VHSs are no longer there.
No,
not going to be any physical.
No, HDD DVDs won the physical media war.
Wait, they did?
Yeah. Haven't you ever noticed?
The problem is that Sony they clamped down too hard on the Blu-ray thing. They made it too expensive for people to license it.
Yeah,
didn't let other people really use it.
This caught me off guard. I thought Blu-ray won the war years ago. I don't have any HD DVDs.
Okay, so I found this out when I got I was looking for a Blu-ray player to put on Christmas list when I got that Digimon DVD, and yeah, I ended up finding out Sony and 2 other almost all the big name Blu-ray player makers don't do it anymore. There's only 1 company that still does it, and I guess they're not doing it for long because it costs too much to license out the Blu-ray because Windows doesn't even have it natively. I had to do a massive workaround for VLC to make it able to play Blu-rays, and it's all because Sony, like Scruffy said, Sony is just cracked down on the encryption for Blu-rays, so they don't want it to be very easily piratable. And that kind of was this half death knell for them. Because you ever notice when you go to a store and you see Blu-rays, it's always Blu-ray plus DVD or Blu-ray plus digital. You really rarely see just Blu-ray.
Kind of. I usually see a lot of just Blu-rays.
Like
this is why it's catching me so off guard. I haven't, admittedly, I haven't really bought Blu-rays recently. Typically, I do get my stuff digital or streaming or something. But like, last time I went to like a store, I saw lots of Blu-ray discs. This is just kind of catching me off guard. I thought Blu-ray won it years ago. I didn't know they still made HD DVDs.
I think he's dead. Well, I mean, most DVDs now are just HD DVDs by default.
Yeah, also, I wouldn't really say Blu-ray won, as they pushed as a new thing, but it was way too expensive. But it was also the only option.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that would be winning.
Yeah, it's the only option that is by definition winning.
Yeah, but it was like like a half unsustainable winning because no one would want to buy it. That's the meme with the PlayStation 3 because
if Sony had made it more accessible, then it would have won.
Like I think that's why what gave the PS3 a good jump start is because it was a semi-affordable Blu-ray player that also could play games.
Yeah.
What games?
Right.
Hold on a minute. The PS3 had games.
Later on, yes, but
the PS3
at launch
definitely lost to the Xbox
360. Off the bat.
No, their launch title was Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell.
There was also that Dragon game.
Which Dragon game?
I can't remember anything about it other than the fact that you ride dragons and you use the motion control.
It was like Ace Combat but with dragons instead of planes.
I don't remember
it was all on the 6-axis in the controller. I remember that.
Yeah.
But no, it actually had good games on the PS3.
Yeah, I mean, the Xbox 360 destroyed it, though.
I'm trying to remember. There was.
I like the PS3 better because it had the free internet.
Hey, he's hiding the soda.
Yeah, free in the sense that you didn't pay for it until you had your credit card hacked, and then you paid for it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
I'm trying to remember. There was a game that got released for PS3 that I specifically bought a PS3 for. It might have been the Kingdom Hearts remixes. I'm also thinking it might have been the Shadow of Colossus remake.
No, it would have been the remake. It would have been the last.
No, it wouldn't
Guardian.
be. I meant to say like the re-release. They re-released it in HD, but not the remake. I know that was PS4.
I was gonna say, it seems Kingdom Hearts and Shadow of the Colossus were the big bait games for the PlayStation 3. You know, with Kingdom Hearts 3 and Last Guardian.
Kingdom Hearts almost made me get a PlayStation 2 as well. Instead, I borrowed a friend's PS2 to play Kingdom Hearts. But I was.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if I didn't have a friend to borrow a PS2 from, I probably would have asked my parents to buy a PS2 for me just for Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, in retrospect, it's funny how hard FromSoft carried the PS3.
Yeah.
Wait, that far back? That was forever ago. You went back really far.
Not too far.
Just PS3 definitely had the least sales of any of the PlayStations.
Well, I mean, yeah, with the 2 still being produced alongside it.
I know what was it, $600 launch tag? I think it had.
Yeah, but they brought it down to a reasonable level eventually.
Yeah, after a bit, but it's kind of like damage was done a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wasn't nearly as good as the Xbox 360.
I disagree. I thought it was a lot better.
Xbox 360 had Halo 3 and Gears of War. That alone puts it over PS3 for me.
I rate its UI above the Xbox's by miles.
That's crazy to me.
Well, I mean, from that, I just pick up Xbox was great for FPS. PlayStation 3 good for everything else.
No, because everything else was also on Xbox 360.
Oh yeah, because they did. That was the first time Final Fantasy became cross-platform.
It's like
I can't see.
That, but it's like I didn't have the resources to pay $30 a month for the Xbox, so the PlayStation was a more available option.
That's fair.
Sony incompetent at making good exclusive IPs more at 11. That's funny. I saw a thing yesterday about how Sony had a plan to have 12 different live service IPs going for. I just shot that guy's head off. Going like planned for 2027, Yeah, sure are good. They're sure having a good start at that with Concord.
What is? I don't.
Concord is that live service game that died. In a week that cost them $40 million.
I was just gonna speak on the Xbox. I also got an Xbox 360 over PS3. I was one of those guys who went and got it at launch, or not at launch. I got it for Christmas. The year it launched.
I got it later.
I got it. Well, I got one of those ones that were really buggy, like the first wave of Xbox 360s that red ringed really quickly.
Oh.
I also got a red ring.
Yeah, it was funny. My dad was calling Microsoft or whoever the support guys are for that, and he was really pissed off that the Xbox 360 was red ringing on me because it was expensive.
I still take pride in that I have like a Gen 1 PS2 that didn't get recalled.
Wait,
I have a flat PS2.
PlayStation got recalled?
Yeah, the old the Gen 1 PS2s, there was a big recall because like a bunch of them were catching on fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like a bunch of them early on, they had to rush production by going to less high quality factories to meet the pre-launch numbers.
I never even got a PS2. Like, PS2 was my first PlayStation, and I got it like when the PS3 was out. And so I just played a whole bunch of games that I had missed out on, like all the Final Fantasies and stuff.
You never saw it coming.
That was your first actually good use of a melee attack.
Yeah, that was a good stealth kill in general. He didn't
drop kicked into the corner.
Where's his buddy that's coming to check it out? I want to kick him too.
Now I think I also got I got PS3 late. I got PS3 after the PS4 had already come out.
So I had gotten the PS2, but my dad got a PS1 after, so I did get to play on that as well.
Did we get that phone war last time?
No. Yeah, we did the Sue one. Talking about.
No, there's another one in that room.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that one yet.
Room? Okay.
I want to wait for these guys to come out first. So they don't
interrupt.
If you stick in the shadows, you can probably approach.
I don't think that room is really connected to where they are.
Oh, it is. Look, it's got a door right here.
You're right.
See?
Oh, there they are.
I got a PS2 also late. First games for that was Kingdom Hearts and Monster Rancher 4.
Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X for me. Actually, all the Final Fantasies that you could play on a PS2, including backwards compatibility.
Oh, that guy kicked me to death.
I think my first one was a racing game. I think it was like NASCAR or something.
Oh my god.
Was it Big Rigs Over the Road Racing? You didn't save when I said save?
Khazard, gosh
you
darn it.
You did say save.
Oh my god, I did.
My goodness. This is the
part. I said it multiple times.
I'm also upset.
The thing I remember, and apparently this is apparently a pretty common problem with PS1s, is I had to play it by at one point turning it upside down.
Fuck?
For some reason it wouldn't run normally, but you'd put the disc in, and then I'd hit power, and then I'd flip it upside down, so it was like holding the lid down in place, sort of.
It said like it was like the laser reader
read it
would,
properly.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would break the disc or some of the machinery.
No, because it had that thing where it locked the dick in the disc in place.
That's called a vagina.
And I think what happened is like the spring holding that didn't work enough anymore.
Disappointing. You really fucked us up.
I swapped my
They're
gun.
running toward the grenade though.
I hit this gun swap by accident in the slow-mo. When your Xbox got a red ring, were you able to replace it, or did you have to buy another? I'm not sure. What of you guys? Would Microsoft?
My Xbox red ringed briefly. I just sort of jostled it a bit, and then it never red ringed again.
I think we shipped mine out, and they sent me a new one. Is what happened with mine.
Yeah, I eventually got a refurb that worked.
I mean, after it had a really shaky launch, but I really liked the Xbox 360 after it stabilized. And a lot of I think Xbox 360 briefly, I had more games for Xbox 360 than I did for Wii.
Still don't move that fucking console while it's on. Do you remember that?
The Wii or the Xbox?
The Xbox. It just destroyed the disc.
Yeah, it's I never really had a problem with it messing up my discs before. I did hear about that though, that some Xbox 360s would grind their disc.
Yes, and that happened to mine.
You want to know what really grinds my discs?
Because the Xbox 360 was designed to either be vertical or horizontal, however you wanted to place it. But because of that, the console needed a sensor sensing which orientation it had to decide how, like, pressed in the disc reader the laser reader needed to be. And so if it moved while it was on, it would be like, oh, it's oriented differently now. We need to move the disc reader. And so it would just fucking grind into the disc and just
start making a grinding noise.
Yeah. I remember that now. My sweet mates in college, I kept on telling them, do not move this while it is on. Be careful. I am very protective of my video games. And then one day I get home and they're like, Joe, Hinkle, that's my name. They're like, Hinkle, I'm sorry. We destroyed Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh.
Ooh. And I was so pissed at them.
I would also be livid. That'd be fucking frustrating.
Demand a new copy.
Well, without asking, I come home a few days later and they're like, here's a new copy of Left 4 Dead 2. I'm sorry.
That's good on them. They replaced it at least.
They replaced their losses.
Yeah, it's weird because, I mean, we also let you play discs either horizontally or vertically. Khazard, I swear to God, if you didn't save...
I did save.
Okay.
See, I saved right here.
Okay.
Well, that's a weird load.
Anyways, I was just saying, because we didn't have... we could also play discs either horizontally or vertically, and they didn't have an issue with the grinder. The disc reader popping up into the disc, pressing into the side of the disc.
They probably realized this could be a problem and worked around that.
It felt like, like when you put a disc into a Wii, it feels like it's really snug, like it conforms to the disc and locks it in.
Since it also had to handle GameCube games, I imagine, and those are tiny, they probably had a better system for it.
See, I like that the Wii and the PS3 didn't have the actual tray. Because sometimes that could be a problem with the Xbox. I did have the disc once get caught like halfway in because it like kind of hiccuped.
With a tray or like a sucker? I don't know what else to call it.
And the seal is what I always thought of it like.
You know what I mean? Like you either have like the tray that comes out and you put the disc on it, and then the tray goes back in, or you have it where you just sort of like put the disc, like the Wii. You just...
Yeah, it's got like that friction thing. Although I remember the PS3 sometimes if you had it vertical, it would drop the discs.
Oh, I shot his arm off.
So that's how my Xbox 360 ultimately broke. Was the disc, the tray. Because I didn't have one of the black ones. I had one of the original white ones that had like the disc thing, the tray come out, and the tray just stopped opening.
Aw.
Oof. That's actually, I mean, that happened to one of my Xbox 360s too. Is I would click the it didn't happen to my Xbox 360. That happened to my Xbox, like the Xbox One. The tray won't open up anymore.
You mean Xbox Original?
Yes, I forgot that there was another Xbox called the Xbox One.
Yeah,
yes, my original Xbox, the disc thing is stuck. I press open, and I think I have something in there. I have something trapped in there forever.
I had Dragon Age Inquisition in there.
Oof.
I ended up.
Oh, you go.
I ended up getting the Xbox One version of Inquisition anyway, so it wasn't that big of a loss.
I forget which Xbox or PlayStation it was, but I remember hearing that, I mean, it's obviously one of the older ones, not any of the more recent ones, but that the battery they used will actually leak the battery acid out, so I saw earlier basically say if you have this console and it's old, don't sit it on top of anything, because it could start corrosively decaying anything it's sitting on top of.
I wonder if that was the Wii. Maybe that was.
No, it wasn't the Wii. I remember specifically it was a PlayStation or Xbox.
Probably a PlayStation 2 or something.
Where does it leak?
Just the you know how like some batteries expand over time?
Yeah.
So it's something like that. I guess this battery, whatever is inside it can actually leak out and then become corrosive.
Yeah, because battery acid exists.
I don't know what was wrong with the Wii, but none of my all of my consoles except for the Xbox 360 and the Wii still work, including my Super Nintendo. I still have an operational Super Nintendo and it works fine. But my Wii, just like the colors, like the video of the Wii just like stopped working. I can't describe it. It became like a faded painting.
Do you have like a different AV cable? Do you have a different AV cable to test it with? It could just be the
I
AV
tried
cable.
a lot of things. It was just the Wii.
I've never had an issue with my consoles stop working except for my 3DS. When I turned it on, it would start, like the screen would light up. It wouldn't show anything. It would just light up like it's showing electricity's flowing. There'd be a loud pop and it would turn off. Except sometimes if I held the 3DS. And then if I held down the L button, sometimes it would turn on and stay on. Now I also bought I bought my 3DS. It was a launch day 3DS, so maybe there was a fault with it. But yeah, I just sent it into Nintendo and they fixed it and sent it back.
Okay, so fine. you would turn it on and it would never turn off?
No, it would turn on, there'd be a loud pop, and it would turn off.
I see.
So I don't know if there was like a loose circuit or something going on, but that's the only time I've ever had an issue with a console.
Popping electronics just reminded me of my haunting in college, but that's
confetti.
That was actually pretty cool. Anyway, phone lore.
Yeah, you got a phone here.
Every book. Man,
have you saved recently?
I'm gonna save after this phone lore. I just want to say more games should have exploding book confetti when you shoot them.
Whee!
You have one new message. First message from Alice Wade. Hi, this is Alice Wade. I just wanted to give you a quick status report. We're still collating data, but it's pretty clear that whatever happened to Auburn wasn't because of the usual socioeconomic factors. The downturn was actually a symptom of people avoiding or leaving the area for other reasons, which we'll summarize in our presentation. One more thing. From what we can tell, it all started about 20 years ago. I'll let you know when we've got a clearer picture. Thanks. End of messages.
Right, Alice. Ghosts are causing the issues, not the economy. Yeah, whatever.
I'd also want to leave a town if it was haunted.
I was like, no, it's not socio-economic factors. There's something else going on.
I just, regarding to the earlier thing Hinkle said where he said he still has a working Super Nintendo. My Super Nintendo also works still. I'm very happy that it's still working this long. I was playing it recently. I was playing Chrono Trigger recently. I got into playing Chrono Trigger and I was doing a playthrough on it. And I'm very impressed with Super Nintendo still working definitely more than 30, almost 40, I think.
Yeah. It's those old consoles. They were made of Nintendium.
One of these days, I was on a campaign based on
that. Sorry, say that again?
I said one of these days we'll run a campaign based on that.
Oh, yeah, I was also... Time Quest was heavily influenced by Chrono Trigger. And by heavily influenced, I mean almost, not 100% copy-pasted, but pretty darn close. I've wanted to stream Chrono Trigger for a while to kind of show the origins of Time Quest when we get a chance. Because I think it'd be really good. It's a really fun game in general, too.
I've also been meaning to do that. I'll have to pick up a Super Nintendo sometime.
Oh, if you wanted to do Chrono Trigger for one of your streams, I'd definitely watch that. Its 30th anniversary is coming up in a few months, is why I think I got thinking on it. It turns 30 years old this year.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, this year's a big year for a lot of games. The big one definitely being Super Mario Brothers. The original one turns 40 in September.
I can't wait for them to release a cool game for this and then get rid of it after 2 months.
I'm really wondering, because 40 is a big deal. I wonder what they're going to do for Mario's 40th anniversary.
The best video game ever made. Everything else has been downhill from there.
They peaked. We peaked, and we should have stopped while we were ahead.
I hate it when people say it's the best video game.
What was that?
Whoa.
You have once again ruined a jump scare.
I can
the
reload.
best video game is Mario 64.
I actually have no idea what that jump scare was. But yeah, oh my god.
Wait, no, wait, why did you...
I saved just before this. I want to see what that jump scare was.
I don't know that one.
It might have just been flickering lights. I'm not sure
No,
if there was.
because there was a violin string and then flash. Also, PB Pixel asked a question earlier. What is one Xbox 360 or PS3 game that has not been ported to PC yet that you would like to see?
Question.
Viva Pinata.
You know what? I would agree with that.
It's hard to think. It feels like almost every Xbox 360 game has been ported to PC by... I guess I don't think Gears of War was ever ported to PC, but I don't know if I necessarily need it ported to PC.
Viva Pinata.
I'm trying to think of PS3 games, but I didn't really have too many, and most of them have been ported. I guess, I would rather just see new elements, new games of the franchise, but the Twisted Metal, I would be cool to see that one.
It's not strictly PS3, but like the Ico Shadow of the Colossus Last Guardian trilogy, I think would be fun to have on PC. Yeah. Unless it already is, and I'm missing that.
I think it is.
I would not be surprised if it were.
Well, I mean, they all got up ports to, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus to PlayStation 4, I'm pretty sure, so they could be on PC.
I think it's on Steam.
Oh, I was like, this is the spooky part, remember. Keep your eyes about you.
Spooky month.
Oh yeah, there was a laptop we didn't click on. You know, it's over there, around that corner.
Get this. A few weeks ago, ATC reopened the Origin facility. They were planning to clean it out and start the program back up, but they lost contact with everyone they sent in. So they just sealed the place back up.
They just sealed.
And they would try.
They just sealed the place up like a silver mine that they just decided to call it quits on.
Before you continue forward, I just want to say that Rockstar is having a sale on Steam right now. There's some really good deals, which I just wanted to talk about the fact that for some reason Red Dead Redemption is 20% off, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is 75% off.
How much is Red Dead? How much is Red Dead?
Still has an online scene. That's why.
Which one?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
So they want...
I don't remember, did Red Dead Redemption 1 have online capability? I don't remember if it had a multiplayer online.
There was something crawled at
Yeah,
me.
there was something there, yeah.
Also, I had I'll get back to the Red Dead Redemption question in a moment, but I actually just had one other thing come into mind regarding the Super Nintendo. Hinkle, what was the last game you played in your Super Nintendo?
I mean, I just recently played the X-Men Age of Apocalypse.
Oh fuck, I have that.
Game.
I couldn't beat it as a child. I don't remember what parts I got stuck on, but it was one of the original games I had for the Super Nintendo as a child, and I could not beat it. I did not have the mental faculties yet to play X-Men, but I would be interested in trying it. Nope, you died.
That was cool. The enemy's like, oh my god, that was fucking cool. Too bad he killed himself.
No, the enemies also did.
Should play Yoshi's Island next.
I also have that. You guys are making me giddy. I'm playing. I played that. Oh, there it is. That was
Crawling Alma. Yeah.
I played Yoshi's Island for Thanksgiving.
Crawling on my balls.
Crawling Alma balls. I have multiple that you're crawling. All of my balls.
Oh, Yoshi's Island for Thanksgiving. I was showing my Super Nintendo to my niece and nephew, and Yoshi's Island was one of the games we were playing. And I turned it off with the intent to turn it back on and continue from the new save file. Unfortunately, my copy of Yoshi's Island, the battery that files are saved on is deteriorated. So
that's weird. Mine hasn't.
I think sometimes maybe it depends on how much they were used as a lot. Because I played Yoshi's Island a lot as a kid. That was one of the few games I could beat as a child.
It's not easy.
I never played it on Super Nintendo, but I got it on my 3DS as part of the Ambassador program.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether I just had it just came easier or something. But Yoshi's Island was one of those games I was able to beat all the way to the end.
I recently picked that game back up too, so that I could 100% it, and then I found out that the bonus levels in that game are fucking difficult, and I lost interest.
I don't remember if I don't think I ever got to the bonus levels. I beat the main story. I don't think I ever had the bonus levels.
I saw that. Yeah. There was something else there though.
There's an activate button.
But yeah, before you press that, I just wanted to say the bonus because every level, you can get there's a score, and the maximum of every level is 100. You get 10 points for each flower you find, and there's 5 flowers. There's 20 red coins in each level, and also you get 30 or 1 point for each second on your baby timer, which can go up to 30. So that comes out to a score of 100 for each level. So you have to get a score of 100 on each level, and when you get a score of 100 on all of them in a single world, then it unlocks the bonus level in that world. And they are insane.
Damn. I don't remember if I ever actually got 100 on any. Like I was just focused on beating the level as a kid. I didn't really pay much attention to the score.
Yeah, I remember I beat the game, but I never did the 100% on it. I remember one of the layered levels was like a really fast auto-scroller in a cave, and that one was pretty difficult.
I like auto-scrollers.
I always remember my favorite bit of Yoshi's Island that I remember is that you touch the spore and then it goes brown, 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 and then just everything gets dizzy. I didn't understand.
I can't believe you get your dinosaurs high.
Touch Fuzzy, get fucked.
Touch Fuzzy, get crippled.
Weird drugs.
Oh, that's what happened to Olivia.
She touched the spore.
She touched the Fuzzy. Weird that Fuzzies had a complete redesign for that game and that game only.
I hate how Red Dead Redemption multiplayer had experience gain nerf so people wouldn't get the high rank horses too fast. Stop playing after that because it's bullshit. How much did they nerf it by? Because that does sound stupid.
I didn't play a lot of Red Dead Redemption.
Was there a way to buy more experience? Because if so, that is... I hate that. I hate it when video games do that.
Well, I mean, GTA's money comes from shark cards.
Shark cards?
Basically, gift cards for in-game currency.
Yeah.
I don't remember playing... Oh, you go.
That's always a fascinating thing to me, that GTA money has, a real-world equivalent. So, it's a running gag. It was a running gag in Achievement Hunter that, they constantly mugged Gavin. And somebody went through all the videos and did the math, and they have taken away from Gavin hundreds of real world dollars.
I mean, the funny thing is if you link your Twitch account, you got $250,000 a month. For years money. They ran that.
I don't remember playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. I really like Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Both are really good games, but I don't remember doing the multiplayer a lot in either one. I don't remember disliking it, but I just I also didn't play a lot of GTA Online. GTA is a really good game. I like playing it, but it's weird playing it with other people, mainly because it's it's first and foremost a sandbox fantasy fulfillment game, where I can just go around and kill everyone I want with no consequences, and having other people that are equally skilled, if not better than me, gives me consequences that I'm trying to avoid in these types of games, I think is what it comes down to.
Shima just outing he wants to step on the little people.
It's also just a chaotic nightmare.
Yeah, it's hard, because I imagine, nothing stops another player from just griefing you. Like
there's just no immersion at all.
Red Dead Redemption 1 didn't have experienced game DLC to my knowledge. So they just nerfed it just to make people play it longer.
You're talking about Red Dead Redemption having multiplayer?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot the first one had it. I only thought the second one had it.
I've never played any of them, but I was seeing something the other day that kind of looked interesting. Apparently these people made a multiplayer mod for Morrowind.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Huh.
I've been seeing more of those pop up. Like, there's a Mario one, there's a Sonic one. I think maybe there was a Donkey Kong one.
It was an open source copy of the game that they added multiplayer to. But for all intents and purposes, it was Morrowind, but multiplayer.
That's awesome. I would be interested in playing multiplayer Morrowind.
I know,
Still got that multiplayer roller coaster tycoon to try out sometime.
Yeah, I know there's also the one, I saw one guy using, like, I think Gmod to play Mario 64 with multiple people.
Yeah, that's really... Oh?
I've seen what people can do.
Oh, just opens the door.
I've seen the Mario 64 multiplayer come up a lot. People are doing like speed runs involving multiplayers. It's kind of fun seeing the strategies coming up with like, okay, I'll go get the Chain Chomp to get our 1 star while you fight King Babam, and then once I have the 1 star from Chain Chomp, then you can really get started on a lot of the other secret stars early.
Well, what I think is really cool is what happened?
Yeah, I get to use the turret. I was excited.
It's turret time.
I love when they said it's turreting time. They started turreting all over the place.
The Ocarina of Time or any of the Zelda randomizers are so cool.
That one also does seem fun, although it seems like you can get locked, right? Like, what if you need a item for part of a dungeon and like you've opened all the other chests and you don't have the necessary item?
So number one, yes, that is possible. But number two, but that's kind of part of the fun for some people who've played the game a lot. But number two, there is a mode called Logic Mode, which is what most normal human beings would play, where when it's randomizing, the randomizer has some logic to it that it checks, like, is it possible to beat the game? Like, is there...
It'll ensure, like, certain things will still drop where they have to.
Yeah, so you so you always have progression.
Yeah, the game, in order to beat the game, you have to find light arrows, magic, the bow. I think that's it. So the game just checks, are you physically capable of getting those 3 items? And makes sure that you getting them isn't behind some recursive loop of impossibility. Like, so if in order to get the light arrows, you need to have the ocarina, then it makes sure that you can acquire the ocarina without needing the ocarina. Or something, you know, like along those lines.
Just kick up.
Yeah.
Because that could have been up.
It's kind of like how with the Dark Soul randomizers, they'll still have key items spawn in the places they need to.
What I'm curious on is how does it handle story-centric items? Like when you see Zelda going on her horse leaving the castle from Ganondorf and she throws her ocarina in the water. You go to pick up the ocarina, it could be something else, or is it always the ocarina?
It can be anything.
Yo, he's dancing, I shot his foot, he's dancing like, oh jeez. Oh, I love that.
It's actually 2 items.
Oh, hello.
Because, you obtain the ocarina in that moment, and you also obtain the Song of Time in that moment.
Oh, so it could be 2 different items in that case. That makes sense. Oh, also makes me think of like the spiritual stones. You go throughout all this trouble to get the spiritual stone. What if you get something completely different?
Yeah, so there's a few different... I mean, there's a lot of different settings you can do. Some people make it so that the actual boss rewards remain the same, just so that there is a reason to do the dungeons at all. So like a lot of people make it so like the goal of the game is to get all the boss rewards, and then that allows you to go into Ganon's castle. But you can the unlocking of like the Zelda. So first of all, the randomizer just allows you to be an adult. You can just go to the Temple of Time even before you've gotten the spiritual stones and just grab the Master Sword and become an adult. Because otherwise, it would be incredibly unlikely for you to be able to play 70% of the game.
Yeah, because like half the chests are locked. Like more than half the chests are locked in the other temples. So
yeah. But the
follow-up question to continue.
The actual Zelda throwing the Ocarina of Time is locked behind you beating the 3-child dungeon. So, like, she does not throw that Ocarina of Time until you've beaten the 3-child dungeons. At which point, it's such a funny thing to see in the cutscene because it actually gets replaced with whatever it is. So she just, like, throws a heart piece into the water.
Here, Link, take my Deku nut!
And then she'll quote-unquote teach you the slingshot.
Okay, I have a follow-up question. You need keys to get through most adult dungeons. So are the keys replaced with other items? And in which case, if you find keys outside the dungeon, do you just have a stock pool of all these keys you've been finding in all their chests?
There's different levels of settings for that. I like key sanity, which is yes, all the small keys are just literally anywhere in the world.
That's fucking great. I love that.
You can get a Forest Temple small key in the Fire Temple.
Wait, it actually...
Yeah,
each
there's
key
specifically...
is for specific...
Oh, so the small... People... Like, you can't use small keys from one dungeon for another.
No, it's... Each dungeon keys are specific to that dungeon.
I guess that makes sense. They would be, like, ID'd to their spawns.
Yeah, so you, Some people will also just set it up so that the small keys are only randomly spawned within the dungeon that they're supposed to be in. But I think it's much funnier and more interesting to just have key sanity on, and then it's just
that does sound a lot more interesting. That's the way I would want to play it, is like as random as you can get without it being impossible to win, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it would just be frustrating if you reached a point where it was literally impossible to continue.
Yeah. Only speedrunners who are very capable of easily doing glitches that allow you to do various
off the wall
sequence breaks. Those are the only people who will ever play without the logic setting on. Anyone else you'd want to put on logic, but.
Makes me think of how, for Pokemon, there's the Kaizo Ironmon. That's like everything randomized, everything set to be much harder, and you do it as a Nuzlocke with only your starter, which is also randomized. And apparently, only like 2 people have beaten it, and it took them thousands upon thousands of tries to get a good enough run to make it work.
Dunsparce Nuzlocke.
That would just be the fucking... I was trying to think of what's the worst possible Pokemon to have in that situation, and I was gonna say Magikarp, because I assume like Magikarp only knows Splash when you first get him.
Well, yeah, the moves are randomized for the Pokemon too, so...
Magikarp would still be terrible, because Magikarp only learns one move, and...
Yeah, so unless you got one really good move and managed to go for the grind to get a Gyarados.
Are levels also randomized? Like you can go out onto Route 1 and run into a level 99?
No, the levels are the same, but the Pokemon... I think like every enemy Pokemon has perfect IVs, but yours don't. That's randomized. Or so. It's basically made to be like insanely hard.
Go out in the yard and you fight a Zapdos with your first encounter.
Ah, dang.
Like, watching speedrunners do randomizers is so fun. I was watching someone the other day do a Majora's Mask randomizer where he ended up having to do this fucking insane shit where he had to light torches in the Zora's place, whatever it's called. I can't remember.
Zora...
Not Zora's Domain.
Zora's something or other. Shit, what was it? Because it was different.
The Great Day... What do they call it? It's like where the band is and stuff. But anyway,
what was it? Yeah, I'm looking. Zora Hall. It was called Zora Hall.
there's a thing where you have to light all the torches to get what is usually a heart piece. And he only had fire arrows. That was the only way he could light torches. But you are not supposed to be able to do it with fire arrows. What he ended up doing was like, through a series of quick, insane button presses, pull out the fire arrow, the bow and fire arrows, do a backflip while shooting, so that he was shooting diagonally upwards at the perfect angle to hit these torches. And it was just
fucking insane.
It was so, like, this was the only way he could progress. Like, he did everything else up in the game that he was able to do at that point. And then what he got was literally an ice trap. Instead of it being a heart piece, it was an ice trap. And it just says, "You are a fool," and then he lets all that work just for it to be, "You're a fool."
And then that kills the run, right? Because he said he had
he had nothing left. Yeah, it was just such a funny way to ruin the run.
That sounds frustrating. I wouldn't be able to do that logic running as I mean, getting that far and then getting told to get fucked by the game would just fucking kill my what do you call it? Not ambition, but like your drive. Motivation. No. It would completely kill my motivation to keep going.
I just remembered, it wasn't an ice trap. I didn't even know this was a thing that the randomizer can do. Link does the like animation of holding something above his head, and the text comes up and it says, "You got literally nothing."
Oh, I see that image. Yeah.
You got nothing.
Oh yeah, I think I might have shared that in the group chat. You got fucking
nothing.
All that work, you got literally nothing.
Well, that's an item in the game that's going just straight up nothing.
Just replace it with a middle finger.
I can't remember why literally nothing exists in the randomizer pool.
Well, I think there's just chests you open up in Majora's Mask that don't have anything in them, if I remember.
You know what? It's probably because of, a specific Majora's Mask thing where, like, you can open up a chest and then reset time and then
the chest
that thing will be there again. No, like, the things come back.
I guess that's a good question for Majora's Mask randomizer specifically. Is it always the same randomized item, or is it a new randomized item?
I think the way they handle it is it's just not there the second time.
Okay. Because otherwise, if it was randomized every time you reset time, you could just
farm that and get all your items.
But then, a quirk of that setup is that also means that some things are literally nothing, like, to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the thing in Majora's Mask. It was just there was some fool's chests that just had nothing in them.
Usually, fool's chests would have an ice trap.
I mean, it could be, but I don't remember the context of why there would be one, but I seem to recall Majora's Mask had traps. Maybe. That was just, I couldn't say specifically.
See, I like you guys going on about Zelda randomizers, but because, Hinkle, you brought up Zora, chat's just going on about the Zora girl.
Okay, yeah, well, actually, here's the full dialogue. We were trying to remember the name, and it was called Zora's Piss Tank, is what they said it was called. All of Hyrule's drinking water goes through the Zora. All of Hyrule's drinking water goes through the Zora King's fat taint.
It does.
The Zora King puts his fish balls in every drop of water that eventually goes through Zora's domain.
That's what gives it its good taste.
I mean, if you think about it, fish piss in the water all the time. Is this really any different?
It's like he's just he's just doing the thing like Cartman where he put the hamburgers in his pants, and everybody loves them.
He had Asperger's.
You just boil that water and all of the fish taint goes away. What King Zora is doing is no different than all the other fishies in the river that are pissing and shitting in it.
Which someone made another game like Majora's Mask, like the Atmosphere Time Rewind mechanic, a different magic experience.
That's what I was just about to respond to. It is insane. No game has ever done what Majora's Mask did.
Yeah, it's really
I'm
fucking
surprised no one's picked up on it, considering so many indie games are inspired by people's favorite games, and no one's tried to do a Majora's Mask 2 yet.
I didn't play it, but I heard of Outer Wilds has a similar gimmick of resetting time and having to figure out what's going on. I hear I never, like I said, I hear it's really good, but I haven't played it. Outer Wilds had the same setup though. But otherwise, I agree. Majora's Mask has such a wonderful gimmick, and it's great in that they came up with it because specifically, like, if they had more time to work on the game, they might not have even come up with this great idea because they only had a year to work on it, and they realized, okay, shit, how can we get enough gameplay with only a year's worth of development? And they came up with like the time They came up with the time resetting gimmick to kind of extend gameplay, and it turned out to be brilliant.
Sometimes the greatest ideas come from harsh restrictions.
Necessity is the mother of invention, or whatever.
Also, flipping all the assets was good because they didn't have to worry about making new things too much.
Yeah.
It's like Final Fantasy 13. It's the most profitable Final Fantasy ever because after the first game, they just reused the same assets for the next two. So there was very little cost.
The first one wasn't even good.
Well, you gotta give props to a guy making an entire trilogy and ending it with his waifu coming to the real world.
Is that how Final Fantasy 13 ended?
I think the 100% completion for 13.3 is that Lightning ends up in real world France. So yeah,
he be with the creator of the series or something.
No, not with the creator, but people just joke. He just made his waifu real for the end of the game.
I gotta admit that's kind of based. Making an entire game trilogy just so you can bring your waifu to life. I can respect the hustle. I had no idea there was. I knew there was a 13.
She looks at the camera and says, "We will be together."
We will be together. Jeez. I knew there was a 13. I knew there was a Final Fantasy 13 2, but I didn't know there was a Final Fantasy 13 3. I forgot that.
I've heard people say it's pretty repetitive because it also, I think, involves, not a time loop, but definitely it's a time limit system.
That guy moved the thing in front of him to make cover.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. That's the first time I see it. That's awesome. They'll make their own cover.
Yeah, the guy pushed it in front of him to make cover to duck behind. You splattered him before it mattered, but I still... Oh, Juggernaut.
And he's got the Zappy rifle. I wonder if that would instant kill me.
EB Pixel said he thought the part where she started joking was pretty neat.
Yeah, that was an interesting new class for them to add to Final Fantasy.
No, what's jelking? Is that some sort of Zoomer term I haven't heard yet?
It's just tugging on your penis to make it bigger.
Oh, why don't you just call it jerking then?
Because that's masturbation.
Jelking.
Jelking.
Yeah, he had an obsession with her. Yeah, like he's got like figurines of her all over his desk and stuff.
Again, it's creepy as fuck, but I respect the hustle. Imagine creating an entire game series based around your waifu and just making her real.
I mean, Lightning isn't even the best character in the game. I like Vanille.
I mean, yeah, there's a Fang in the game, and that just makes her the best.
Oh, that looks like it skeletized him.
Didn't.
It skeletized him inside the armor.
It just made him into a microwave.
The skeleton was coming from inside the armor.
Are you saying there's skeletons inside of us?
No, Shima, don't be silly. That's stupid.
There's a skeleton inside of me.
Oh, how do you deal with that?
It's my fetish.
He pays rent.
I wear skin suits as my fetish.
Speaking of Final Fantasy 13, Lightning Returns time limit. Apparently, the new game Phantom Blade. The new game Phantom Blade 0 will have an insane mechanic where if you don't beat the game in 66 days or something, you're locked out of the good game, allegedly. 66 real-life days or in-game days?
Looks like we got
You're
some
not
story
one of them.
here.
I'd pretty much given up on being rescued.
Thank God she's okay. Give her a comm link.
She had spaghetti.
I was going to say, obviously she wasn't shot, but somebody was shot near her.
There's another game, somewhat not with a time thing. I forgot what it's called, but it's like every character, all the NPCs in the game have a life limit, and the currency you earn, well, it's a roguelike. And the stuff you earn from doing your runs, instead of using for upgrades, you could use to keep all of the NPCs alive. So it gives you a trade of who do you keep alive and do you upgrade stuff. So it's like one of those, play off the emotion of the player by, do you care about the characters or do you just want to beat the game? Okay, hold on. I'm checking your phone first.
You have 2 new messages.
That's illegal.
First message from
Chuck Habiger.
Ah, Chuck.
Marlon, it's Habiger. Look, I know how you feel, but I don't see any alternative. We need to purge the vault. Somebody's got to go in there and deal with it, or this whole situation's gonna boil over. If you won't do it for the rest of us, do it for Alice.
next message from
Phil Vecchio. Harlan, you were right. The crazy bitch is determined to blow the site to Kingdom Come. God knows who she thinks is gonna pick up the pieces when her plan backfires. I've had enough of this shit. I plan to be sipping girly drinks on a beach in Tahiti by the time the media gets wind of all this. Talk to you later, buddy.
Typical
Sounds
shareholder.
Nice. Sounds nice.
What are we talking about?
I want to sip girly drinks.
You're
on
gonna
the beach.
find out in a second.
Hold on. Are you talking about pathologic? Let me see. Let me Google this. No, it's not pathologic. The game was like 2D pixel art, and most of the NPCs were like robots or robotic in some way.
PB Pixel has a real hate boner for Alice right now. Please shoot her. Shoot her before it's too late. Please shoot her. I feel like PB Pixel is privy to information we don't have. Khazard, no!
Right between... Stop moving.
Are you just going to kill people because they tell you to? Are you that desperate for affirmation from Chet? If Chet told you to jump out that window, would you do it?
Oh, Chet said that?
No, Khazard, don't.
Can you actually? Oh. Oh, no,
actually, it looks like you're stuck.
Oh. No, you can't.
Nope, there you go. Way to go, Chet. You killed Khazard.
Hey, man, when Chet calls, you gotta pick up the phone.
She's like the fat guy. She's invincible.
Okay, we gotta check her dad's browser history.
Wait, what did you say, Vigil? Oh, hold on a second. Wait.
Oh.
You said the word.
I said the word?
You said invincible, so I started.
Oh, invincible.
Event horizon found.
Speaking of which, when does that resume?
Hello?
Hold on a second.
We're gonna get you out of there, but you're gonna have to move quickly.
I need to get to my dad.
Where is he?
Some kind of classified facility. I've never heard of it. There isn't even a street address,
Think they're
just
going after that
UTM
pendant.
coordinates. The entrances are all hidden, but I have passcodes.
Looks like
I think Invincible continues in March, is what I was going to say.
I thought it was February.
The hell is on the way.
You mean a helicopter? Can we drive instead? My car's downstairs in the parking garage.
Lady, we're on the 30th floor.
Are you afraid of flying?
Kind of.
Trust me, you're safer in the air.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know there's only like 2 helicopter accidents a
Hurry.
year where there's like
Let's go get
thousands
my
of
dad.
car accidents? Clearly being in a helicopter is safer.
House till this is over.
Okay,
What?
well, let's get to her car. That's the quicker way.
As soon as we pick him up.
No way. I'm not going anywhere until I know he's okay.
Forget it. I'm not taking any more chances.
Wonder if there's an escort mission. You're gonna have to protect her from some of the F.E.A.R guys coming in.
Well, I killed everybody on the way in.
Well, that doesn't mean they're not coming. They could have reinforcements coming.
Nah. We gotta get to the roof. How do I get to the roof?
Try the elevator.
But on the subject of coming inside Princess Rudo,
Oh, unsighted is the game. Okay, thank you, Khazard.
Is that conversation still going on?
no, but I just never really got to put in my 2 cents.
Here, let me.
I never really had an attraction to her in the N64 game, but then she was in the first Hyrule Warriors game, and Koei Tecmo can make a female character attractive. That's all. I mean, boy, they sure can.
It was I thought she was cute, and I never really had much of a thing for Ruto, but I did think she looked cute. Just the fish girl thing didn't do a whole lot for me.
Hinkle booted up Hyrule Warriors for the first time. It was like, boy, I really want to fertilize that F.E.A.R.
Her forehead was too fish shaped. I mean, I do think she's still cute regardless, but she is
Have you seen her in Hyrule Warriors?
I have not seen her in. Actually, no. Yes, I have seen. I think I have seen her in Hyrule Warriors. One second. Let me remind myself. Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, she still looks pretty cute. It's still just not my personal cup of tea, but she is very, very attractive. I acknowledge that.
I gotta give props to these soldiers running up the stairs when they got a guy pinned to the wall here.
I just love that they created like a fish bra.
It's a very nice design in general. Ruto's design is really cool.
Haven't fish bras always existed with mermaids?
I guess what gets me with Ruto is that she's like permanently naked, so like that's just her all the time, and it looks like.
Well, that's the thing about her design in Hyrule Warriors, is that she's kind of not naked.
Around, do you?
Yeah, I guess I see this kind of a dress going on here.
There's specifically cleavage going on, like
it's like
behind.
Why are all the floors lighting up?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Her boobs are being covered.
Somebody's pressing the call
See, it's like the pony logic. You put clothes on.
Yeah, one guy.
Dynasty Warriors, do not pursue Lubu. You will die.
Wait, what?
Usually in most Dynasty Warriors early on, there's an encounter with Lubu who is very dangerous. They say, don't follow him, but if you do, you can follow him, and he's like an endgame boss you can fight super early.
Yeah, Lubu... God.
Also, I am looking at more... I think... I was looking at more images of Ruto, and I think I see what you're saying. It looks like she is kind of wearing a dress that's just made of fins.
Yeah, made of herself. But, like... It's like a layer that she can take off. Like, I don't really get how that works, but...
It is interesting. Like, she is aesthetically beautiful. I do not deny that.
She is titillating.
No.
Where are you going now?
She's very upset with you.
Do you want me to let them fire into the elevator, lady? She has no self-preservation.
Wow.
Not like that guy.
Oh, that's it.
That man is a cloud now.
I just love the splatter. I wish Ruto's fish bra was an underboob instead of regular. Would be hotter and more hydrodynamic. Yep, that's a good point to bring up, to the hydrodynamics. How could she swim if she's got cleavage?
Yeah, she's just letting all that water in.
I mean, if she just had a gap through the top and the bottom, that wouldn't be an issue, but...
Respect the underboob.
I guess I can't go in there.
But this is Ruto we're talking about. She's definitely more interested in being titillating than she is in being convenient.
I've been meaning to get around to the Hyrule Legends at some point.
Hyrule Warriors.
I still think it's really funny that in a flooded world, the friggin' fish people became birds.
It was salt water. They were freshwater.
It's like, instead of evolving to adapt to the water, they're like, nah, we're gonna go to the sky instead.
Instead of adapting to salt water, we're going to grow fucking wings.
Now,
you jumped a couple evolutionary steps there, bud.
To be fair, regardless of transportation method, if you could evolve flying, you would.
I think it really came down to it wasn't so much they evolved flying, they had Valoo. I think Valoo
that's what I was going to get to.
He sort of jumpstarted the evolution into bird people.
I see. He was the Coca-Cola for Atlanta mermaids.
It wasn't a direct response to the world getting flooded. It was a direct response to having a deity be like, hey, here's wings. And they're like, okay.
Was that for all Zora, or just like...
Pretty much all Zora. There are no Zora in Wind Waker afterwards, so I assume all Zora took the upgrade. At least those that survived the flood.
Truck kicked him into a corner.
Save right there.
You don't mess around, do you?
But it is funny how they ended up on Death Mountain. And then
Which is that?
They're like, I guess you guys are the ones I'm going to upgrade. All right.
Why are all the floors lighting up?
I wonder where all the Gorons went.
Somebody's pressing the
There were a
call
bunch of
buttons.
rock people
Get
here.
ready.
There's only 3 living Gorons by the time of Wind Waker.
It's weird how they managed to survive. Well, I mean, technically the Ruto also survived. The Zora also survived, just as the Ruto.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just absolute like Goron lore is just mystery and nothing else.
Wait, where are the Gorons in Wind Waker?
Dead.
No, there's 3 of them. They're
Yeah, but mostly dead.
No,
they're
but where are
the
those
sail
3?
people.
Yeah, there's 3 Gorons living in Wind Waker, and they're going around on rafts, selling, trading stuff.
How do I don't remember that at all.
No, they're only involved in the trading
Here we go
quest.
again.
Oh.
And you don't technically see that they're Goron. Because they're all wearing hats and like covered themselves in.
But like their
clothes and
their body shapes are definitely Gorons.
Well, I mean, also you can just pull out the core.
That guy's always going to be splattered.
You can just use a Korok leaf to blow off his hat, and then yeah, he's a Goron.
Oh yeah, that's funny. That's a neat detail. I forgot that.
I forgot about the Koroks. That's the first game they show up.
Yeah.
They really like them because then they kept using them.
Yeah, and Nintendo forgot about Kokiri.
This sucks.
We're like, oh right, those are the forest kids. Yeah, we don't care about those anymore.
They all died.
What I really love about their evolutionary line is that they just get better and better at hiding.
That's kind of how it works, I guess.
They turn into the Koroks. Yeah. Did you save?
Yeah, I saved before the elevator.
Because it starts with the Kikwi in Skyward Sword, who have the idea of hiding, but are just so pathetic and bad at it. Where they just like lay on their stomachs and hope that the plant on their back actually is convincing at all, and it's not. And then they become Kokiri, and they're children that hide in the woods.
Somebody's
and then
pressing
they
the call
become
buttons. Get ready.
spirits that essentially just disappear.
I like the Kokiri a lot in concept, like a bunch of Neverland children hiding out in the woods, never growing up. I thought that was one of the most interesting. Like I don't dislike the Korok or the Kikwi, but I always thought the Kokiri were most interesting in terms of lore. Just a bunch of, and if you try to go out and live with them in the woods, you turn into a Stalfos.
Yeah.
Well, technically everyone becomes a Stalfos when you think about it.
No, most people just become skeletons.
Yeah, that's that's a Stalfos.
Stalfos are moving skeletons. Not everyone gets that bonus. Not everyone gets the bonus to be a moving skelly.
All skeletons are spooky, but not all are scary. Not every spooky skeleton is
Alright,
scary.
are we gonna get this again? No.
Ah, he didn't explode. Reality is often disappointing.
I could make him explode.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, you survived that.
Oh, wow.
You know what?
I don't think they let
you
you
get this, buddy.
destroy ragdolls.
You earned that one, buddy.
You earned it.
Earned what?
The right to not have your body eviscerated.
So the 4-foot grass children become 7-foot skeletons if they get lost? No, the other people
they
that
become
aren't
skull.
the grass children get
no,
lost.
the Kokiri turn into skull kids if they get lost, if I remember correctly.
I thought there's only one skull kid.
No, there's
multiple. Yeah, there's a multiple skull kids.
Oh. That was just the one.
Yeah, just the one in Majora's Mask is important, but there's multiple skull kids.
I mean, you see two
guys,
at one
hang on.
time in Ocarina of Time.
I haven't gone far in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, he's the skull kid that teaches you, or no, not teaches you.
Everybody.
The skull kid that you teach Korea song to.
I'm just not used to being shot at. What's going on? What happened to the power?
That was like right when I showered. I got freaked out for.
I'll wait here.
Oh, this heartbeat. That's my concern. She's gonna be gone when I get back. I really shouldn't leave her in an elevator, but she's not my brother.
Well, she's still there.
Oh.
You see her from here.
I've got.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, rip.
Oh no!
Well, she's dead.
Oh no! Oh no! Open the door! Open the door!
Open the pod bay door, Hal.
I really liked her. She can't
Press the
die.
activate.
It's just like all red inside. It's just painted. I pressed activate.
Maybe
You gotta walk back to the elevator. I think you have to walk back to the elevator.
Oh, it opened this door. Let me go back to the elevator.
That wasn't good. She did not like us hanging around other women.
Speaking of,
she's a yandere.
Speaking of Majora's Mask again, how many of you got gaslit by Ben Drowned videos?
I thought they were real. I mean, I was at an age where I was kind of like willing to believe in spooky ghosts and stuff, and I thought it was real for a bit. But then they did an April Fool's one that completely broke the illusion.
Yeah, that one I was disappointed that wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I saw it was just like the creepy smile. I'm like, that's not scary.
Yeah, I also first found it.
Did you read the full story, or did you just see the?
I saw the image first, so it just kind of ruined it for me.
The full story is fucking insane. I love the full story.
I was first found out about it when I was reading creepypastas, so I kind of already went in knowing this wasn't a real thing.
It was so unnerving to read. It's one of my it's probably nowadays it's like one of the baby's first creepypastas, but I still really like it.
I mean, did you guys know that story finally ended in 2020?
Yeah, the guy started doing like a YouTube series when COVID hit that had like voting interaction.
Because
no, I missed that. I did not know, because I thought he ended it with that April Fool's one that I had mentioned before.
No,
I didn't know
the ARG has been going since then.
Fuck! I can't believe I've been missing this.
It's been that long of a interactive story, and yeah, it just. The world was fucking ending in 2020. Like, it was around the time when all the riots were happening, like, just the absolute most depressing parts of COVID, and he started doing stuff. It was just the perfect time to do it, like, because the cult of the Moon Children, which was the antagonists of this ARG.
I'm sorry. This is kind of reminding myself of a little bit. I think I had completely forgotten, but when you mentioned the cult of the Moon Children, that suddenly triggered something. I don't think I got it.
Their whole thing was using computer programming to create a god to cause the apocalypse, and so like the whole idea was their influence was causing the end of the world, and so like again
that guy also sounds like 12+ stuff.
God,
that's so good.
That's really good. I gotta go back and read it because I certainly, now that you mentioned the cult of the Moon Children, I'm suddenly remembering that maybe I did hear about it.
That like mystified him.
It was really cool conceptually because like what you find out is that the cult had developed technology to put a person into a computer program, which is Ben was a person that they put into a computer program. But the end goal was to then be able to pull a person out of a computer program so that they could then create a person in a computer program and then make that person real. And that would be how they would make a god.
This is just Sword Art Online now.
Why would you want to make a god when you could just make your waifu real? I think they're grossly underestimating the use of this technology. That is really cool, though. I gotta look up this stuff because I really liked Ben Drowns, and I had completely forgotten that there was a sort of continuation.
That story I first read around the same time I was probably living in a haunted apartment.
It sounds like you're being haunted right now, Hinkle.
Oh, sorry, I was crumpling a bag of chips.
Oh.
Haunted chips.
And then so that story had a huge effect on me, and then it had a huge effect on me again in 2020 when the world was ending, and
How did we get
it
separated?
was just so perfect.
I remember the power going out in the elevator. Then the next thing I knew, I was arriving on the top floor, and you were gone.
You should have a visual on the evac chopper.
I can't trust her. She got killed.
Oh shite! No! Oh god! Oh shit!
This is crazy. I am not waiting here. My dad's in danger.
Maybe we should have gone for her car.
Dad will be fine. You're the one I'm worried about. You just need to calm down.
Sorry.
Look,
Don't worry, guys. We have
a
backup.
helicopter.
What the hell was she thinking? She's headed for the garage. You gotta cut her off.
No,
before
that's
she gets
enemy.
herself killed.
Yeah, that's why I'm shooting it.
I was just processing it.
Oh.
I mean, it's still a backup helicopter. We can use this one. Oh no, it took
No,
off.
the helicopter backed up.
Literally, because it went up.
You probably need something better than a shotgun.
Yeah, this is not the shotgun's good, but not at this range.
Nonsense. Well, they're coming to my range, so there we go.
That's what she said.
You should use your laser gun because that has a scope here.
No, but I don't. I only got 18 shots out of that.
Baby Pixel wrote, "She's hysterical. Shoot her."
Why? Why is he so fixated
You're
on
really
killing
doing
Alice?
that too good to use syndrome?
Boom,
Yeah,
baby.
get a snipe in his face.
Damn, you got his legs.
I appreciate his effort in diving.
You literally made his torso flip.
I'm going out. I'm going out in style. See, this
It's
is
like a
my
Mortal
boss music.
Kombat.
It's very dramatic
Fatality.
right now. There's
But yeah, the idea of trying to put a person to a computer and then take them out so they can make a fake person and take them out, that's just Sword Art Online.
Is it?
Yeah, in the
it
later
is, yeah.
seasons, they're making like real full AIs that weren't based off a person. They're just AIs that were made by the computer itself. Like the way they explain is like basically they made copies of people to make the AI, then had those AI interact to make children that would be AI made from AI to be a fully 100% AI original AI. And at the end of it, basically, one of them becomes Kirito's waifu and puts herself into the real world to be with him.
Kirito's second or third waifu.
I mean, admittedly, she takes over a robot body to do this that she had fully customized to look exactly like her AI avatar. But yeah,
No,
she
not 100% the same.
Yeah, because I'm guessing the Moon Children, their idea is that they want to just take the program and make it alive without.
Yeah.
Take the program and put it into the flesh puppet.
Not even a flesh puppet. It just becomes.
I have to ask, what was the point of this entire plan?
They wanted to use the. Oh wait, you mean the Moon Children, right? Or do you mean the Sword Art Online one?
I mean, Sword Art Online. Why was they wanting to make?
They wanted to make AI people real so that they can use them as soldiers and workers and stuff. They basically wanted to make a slave caste.
It was it was for a military thing.
They can copy people's minds to make AI versions of them, but then they go through the derivative process of making those produce fully artificial people of AI children. Why?
Well, because they did say that the AI made out of people, if they ever realized they were AI, they just mentally collapsed on themselves. Everyone except Kirito, when he has an AI copy, he's like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen at some point because I'm cool.
It was also, they wanted to create AI that could fully think for itself. Like, AI that's just copied from people are too subservient, and they can't think for themselves, and they wouldn't be ideal soldiers or workers. So the idea being that they had to make them 100% sapient and able to decide for themselves, so that way they're the most efficient slaves possible.
And also trained in a...
They could train efficient slaves!
They could and also, I guess, there was some degree of training them in an area...
No, I want to emphasize this before we move past it.
Okay.
Their idea of making a perfect slave was to make the most mentally autonomous people possible.
Yeah, Yes.
Well, I don't think it was fully. I don't think it was fully slave. I think it was entirely sold to be soldiers.
Well, the program was to make soldiers, but they were certainly open to the idea of making them workers too.
Okay, but
were
they have
they?
the technology? They have the technology to make robots that are perfectly human functional down to being waifu. The best plan for making slaves was to copy people playing a MMORPG so that they could make the clones relate to each other to make AI babies because they wanted more autonomous, self-aware slaves.
Well, to be fair, these were based off of the scientists making the program, not the MMO players. They did still use the MMO engine to do all of this in, though, which is the craziest thing. Then again, not really when Bethesda does that.
You know what this entire thing reminds me of? It reminds me of that episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, where the Plutonians make a copy of Shake, and they don't really have a plan. They just have a...
I have to know.
Hold on one second.
Look, I'm willing to let you ride along to pick up your father, but you're putting yourself in a lot of danger right now.
Yeah, well, you said I'd be safe on a helicopter.
Those soldiers are looking for you. If they capture you again, they're going to interrogate you, and believe me, their methods are very unpleasant.
I'll take my chances.
God damn. Jeez.
Women moment, am I right?
Women moment. Okay, sorry, continue, Vigil.
Save.
You were talking...
Where they cloned Master Shake, and they didn't really have a plan. They just had kind of an inkling of a plan that they were kind of making up as they went along. That's what the plot of Sword Art Online sounds like to me, based on these things.
I mean, that was the plot of Aqua Teen Hunger Force in general. It's just...
It makes sense when you think about it. They want subservient, not subservient, but like autonomous servants that can think for themselves.
Wait.
They're better
was
at their
it
jobs.
Making it so they could think for themselves? I thought it was like we'll do this so we can train them in a virtual world for combat. So
well,
not
I thought
like
it was
not
like
they could be fully thinking. Well, maybe there was a split because the scientists in that season were like, we don't really want to do the military stuff.
No, I mean the reason Alice.
Was that the plan? Because I'm just now hearing about this. Slave
I mean, the whole big deal with
digitize a few people and we'll figure it. It'll be great.
Okay, I mean, I'm sorry, I was just going to explain to Khazard or remind Khazard, the reason Alice herself was such a big deal was because she was the first AI person to question and go against orders laid out by the dogma of the setting. That's why Alice was such a big deal. That's why they wanted to copy Alice's data. It was because she was the first one to think for herself.
That instance was a fluke. She only broke orders because Kirito bumped into her, which made her step into the Forbidden Zone, and that's what flagged the system. She never actually thought outside of it.
It still counted. The point is that that's why Alice was special, is because they thought she questioned orders. And that's why they wanted slaves that were completely autonomous and had free will.
See, I feel like
they needed to maximize the suffering.
I keep using the term slave. Yes, I knew they were making them from soldiers, but I'm saying the term slaves because that's what they would have been. They wanted a slave caste. They would have used them for soldiers at first, but then they would have been workers. They would have been blue-collar job guys.
It also dodges any ethical issues since they are not technically people. They aren't made from people either.
But then that's what the ending of the show. Oh yeah, because I remember that's what happens at the end when the mercenaries are breaking in, where Kirito and the friends are like trying to rally up all the other people they met over the previous seasons in the actual MMO of, guys, we need you to come in to help us protect and save these AI because they're real people just like us. So we need you to transfer your save file from this game to go into that game so we can fight off the mercenaries. Also, you won't be able to transfer your file back, and also the pain sensors will be turned off, so if you die in that, you're gonna feel it. And yeah, surprisingly, no one took them on the offer.
What I thought was great was because one of the deal breaker was losing your level 60. Oh, these millions of fully sentient AI programs are at risk of dying. We need your help. We need you to transfer your characters, but it's a one-way transfer. You won't be able to get them back. And that gave everyone pause. Like, so we'll just lose all our level 80s? Do you know how long it took me to level this up? Like they were like, well,
also you'll get haptic feedback of pain when you die. It's like, oh, you're just making this even worse.
Yeah, considering how SAO started with everyone trapped in the game, throwing an offer like that is like, oh, a one-way transfer. I'm not falling for that again. I don't care if it's Kirito telling me. I'm not a fool.
I just still think it's funny they made such a big dramatic moment. If we go to save them, we'll lose all of our characters. Like, goddamn, dude, people's lives are at stake.
Well, yeah, people in quotation marks.
The funniest thing I always like about SAO is the fact that the guy that made it is basing it off his experience playing MMOs when he played on American servers, not being able to speak English, so he was a solo player the other time, which explains a lot about Kirito.
Khaled, we haven't even gotten to the part about how Kirito cured cancer and AIDS in the setting.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. The AIDS girl specifically died because there was no cure for it.
No, but I remember reading Kirito's... After that incident, Kirito cured cancer and AIDS. Kirito is a Gary Stew amongst Gary Stews, and I fucking love it. Like, Kirito is the most fucking Gary Stew character in existence.
I resent that show for what it did to anime.
Yeah.
It set it back a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Can you think of any anime that just is an encapsulation of everything wrong with fiction in general more than Sword Art Online?
No, I can't.
Is there anything that did more wrong than Sword Art Online did?
I genuinely can't.
Now,
Sword Art
I'm just
Online...
thinking about, like, some of the stuff from the short novels that never made it to the anime. Well, actually, that's surprising because, you know, he used the sex jump scare plot quite a bit in SAO too. That was like every season had that.
And also Kirito lives a full life, like basically a Narnia deal where he gets to live to be a king twice. And he retains all the experience from that, so he's like a super aged up, wise guy.
It wasn't even a lifetime. It was like 300 years or 2,000 years or something because of how fast time sped up.
Like, I struggle to think of a Mary Sue that's Mary Suer than Kirito.
Like, you understand the human brain has a limit on memory, right?
Yeah, so when he because when they download to the body, they didn't give any of the memories from when they got trapped in the game, but they kept that as an AI version. So yeah, there's an AI Kirito that's like 2,000 years old with like all of the information.
Actually, I take it back. Ichigo is not as much in the
So Totes at questions AIDS girl. Yeah, one mini arc in Sword Art Online is Asuna, the Kirito's first waifu, the first girl in the harem, meets another girl who's like a super skilled swordsman who also has like super quadruple AIDS. I think that's what they actually called it in the show.
Quadruple AIDS.
So, and she has like a small guild with like 4 other people, and they've been wanting to kill a raid boss to have their names memorialized on that floor of the MMO because it works by floors. So she joins their guild to help them win. And this girl is also like, she knows a super secret sword technique that lets her beat Kirito as well. So she's like a Mary Sue that's allowed to exist because she dies at the end of the arc. Yeah, let's do this full lore, then we can talk more about Sword Art Online.
Do we have to?
Yeah. We have to.
Wait. Hey, Fowler Tarlin. I'm pretty sure Genevieve is considering some pretty drastic measures to cover her bony ass. I'll tell you straight up that I'll be fucked if her or any one of her little toadies is going anywhere near the vault. She already caused enough damage thinking she could just march in there and start over from scratch. If she comes to you for backup, remind her that we locked that place up for a reason.
Okay, so it's all Jen's fault.
Message from
Yeah, Genevieve is the one that...
Genevieve, I haven't seen you at Maurice's lately. We should get together for happy hour once this mess blows over. Speaking of which, I have a favor to ask. I know you and Harlan go back a ways, so I was hoping you could try to reason with him. He refuses to forgive me for sending those poor people into the vault, as though I'm happy about what happened. I made a mistake, but I don't see why everyone else should have to pay for that. Anything you can say to get him to see reason would be appreciated. Next message from Genevieve Aristide. Hi, it's Genevieve. I just want to remind you that the Origin facility was a liability long before this situation erupted. I was simply trying to clean up an old mess. I was hoping we could renovate or even repurpose the site, but clearly the risks are unacceptable. I see no alternative but to destroy it completely. If you have a better suggestion, I'd love to hear it. In the meantime, I have a company to save. End of messages.
A lot of deflection I'm hearing in those phone calls.
Just leave it alone. Don't even destroy it. Just
wipe your hands clean.
Everyone keeps telling her to leave it.
It's now the wilds of whatever state we're in problem now.
Unlikely.
The wilds of Louisiana.
Sorry, say it again. Say it again, Vigil.
Another unlikely hive mind right before you played that call.
Yeah. Do we have to? I like that. It was a chain. It was like a perfect chain too.
Oh, they were just building this wing.
God, now if we're not allowed to talk about Sword Art Online, what can we possibly talk about?
I mean, the only thing I only wanted to mention one more thing about Sword Art Online, because I remember when it first aired on Toonami, the threads, this was just getting memed up and down. I mean, obviously this wasn't in the anime for obvious reasons, but it was for the light novels that after they got out of the video game, the first arc, that Kirito and Asuna met up, and then there's they have a scene, they fade to black, but he specifies.
I forget they cyber in the first season.
Well, no, this wasn't real life. After they wake up in the hospital, they do it, and it's written, 2 years of semen makes a glopping sound as it flows into Asuna.
What the fuck?
Just built up all of that for the years he was in the game, just putting it all into her.
Wizard powers activate.
I hate Sword Art Online so much it wraps around to being endearing.
Still awful though.
I didn't know that.
See, it's so awful it becomes keto.
What does he mean by 2 years of semen?
Basically saying that the 2 years he built up the 2
2
years of semen, they were trapped inside the game, so... And then when they woke up, he just pumped it all into her.
It's like if No Nut November lasted 2 years.
That's not how that works.
Tell that to the writer.
It is now.
What does it look like? Is he he's sitting in the hospital bed like Randy Marsh? Is that
his balls get so inflamed he hasn't masturbated in 2 years. What the fuck? It's just so good.
Are they trying to describe like a cumflation situation? Or?
No, he's just describing their sex. This is just a normal sex scene.
Fired off like one of those water rockets.
Video game score.
God, Sword Art Online is so fucking awful. Why do I love it so much?
I don't know. There's something wrong with you, maybe.
It's just peak. It's peak fan fiction, is what it is. It's like fan fiction that got a greenlit to become a major anime franchise.
It's so horny.
It is.
I just
the writer for the book didn't give a shit. Yeah, he wrote, it got super popular, and he just kept writing, and now it's a thing we all have to live with forever.
Yeah, I resent it because it brought the isekai plague upon us.
No, there were other isekais before.
It made it mainstream, I would say.
Was the one that created the modern era of it.
It definitely was the push to mainstream. That was.
I'll admit that it was the modern isekai that broke the camel's back, or more so broke the dam that was holding it back.
You could also perhaps blame.
Was the author a woman? No.
A little bit.
We blame what?
Konosuba.
Oh yeah, that's the other major isekai. But from what I haven't.
Those were like the critical mass point where the ecosystem
which one's
recover.
Konosuba?
Konosuba's the parody isekai. So like that's obviously the isekai thing was already going because there was enough of it to parody it, but it was such a popular parody that unfortunately the things that it was doing as a joke are now just
being taken.
What isekais are.
It just reaffirmed the worst parts of it.
Yeah.
Like, it got too popular. People are like, oh, this is what we should do.
Yeah.
And, like, they took the wrong lessons from Konosuba. And then
Sword Art Online, which is, like, one of the most blatant power fantasy animes ever.
Konosuba is the one with the girl who does explosion!
Yes.
And Useless Goddess is where Konosuba comes from.
Yes, Aqua the Useless Goddess.
I like Aqua.
She makes funny faces.
I just love the intro of SAO when they do the first raid and everyone gets upset Kirito for killing the boss and getting the cape. He's like, yeah, I was in the baiter and that makes me a cheater. I'm a beater.
God, that's so fucking dumb.
What? This is so stupid. Why are you making that your title?
The dialogue
yeah, of course he gets
so
he gets the edgy black cape too.
He gets the dual wielding because he's so cool.
And then the later game that gets made for like season 3, he's like, "How are you dual wielding?" "Oh, I'm not dual wielding. I just wield a sword in one hand, then quickly unequip it and equip the sword in my other hand and attack with that. I just do that back and forth." No, that's not how it works.
Hey, this is an entire game based around guns. Yeah, I'm still just gonna win with a sword.
Oh yeah, I could just. Oh yeah, when he beats the one machine that no one has ever beat before. Yeah, the machine predicts you, so I just predicted the predictions and won.
That's Goku saying, "I'm gonna predict what you're doing a tenth of a second in the future," and like.
Oh, so it's broad riding when it's Kirito, but when Joseph does it,
he's endearing. There's a difference.
Why did you watch so much of it, Khazard?
It was on Toonami.
It was on Toonami.
So
we didn't have a choice.
Yeah, we watch it in the side tube. It's fun to watch and make fun of. Watching the Toonami threads.
It's a great hate watch, and that's a story I'm sticking by.
Hate watch? I loved it. It was hilarious.
No, Khazard, you can't say that. You have to say you watched it ironically.
I'll ironically say that.
Oh, ironic.
Ironically say that you watched it ironically?
Yes.
Huh. The bit that got me is when the Toonami threads first, because there was a lot of people that were watching Sword Art Online for the first time at that time when they revealed there was after the first episode, 2 months later, no one has beaten the first floor of the dungeon yet. There was a post I really liked with, okay, this is clearly taking place in Japan, but if this had happened in America or South Korea, this game would be done by now.
I love that bit they put in for the gun game arc where it's like, the Japanese and English servers are separated because when they were, worldwide servers, an American kept beating them in the tournaments armed with only a combat knife and a pistol.
I just love the idea that if this story took place in South Korea, this wouldn't have even lasted a week.
Yeah. He's just that one guy in gun game who just runs around and knifes people instead of actually playing. That's why he won.
Well, it's like news.
So this is what just happened a few minutes ago.
Yeah, they were reporting the U.S. helicopter getting blown up. Yeah, so we watched a lot of it because it was like when you're on, like we like doing the Toonami watch nights, and Sword Art Online was just a big part of Toonami for years and years and years.
It's so funny how much of the back end of Shippuden just turns into filler nightmare.
Yeah,
they recently
infinite filler Nomi.
The infinite filler no. They restarted Naruto from the very beginning recently on Toonami.
Yeah, original Naruto.
Yeah, like they're starting from the very first episode of Naruto 1.
Well, at least that's nice. That's cool.
So the seems the sentiment is
how much of the in between filler will they go through?
Well,
it's going to be a long haul, I'm sure.
The sentiment seems to be that they're only putting it on there to run out the licensing they got because they canceled Toonami Rewind on Fridays. Which also, apparently, when they played Naruto on that, they skipped, like, the first half of the Chunin arc. Like, the exam arc.
Really?
Yeah, they just, like, jumped to, like, the forest part for some reason after, like, the first... Like, they did, like, 3 episodes, then jumped to the exam.
That's dumb. The intelligence gathering part in the first part is, like, a huge deal. It's like, it's a clever idea that the point of the test is to cheat without getting caught.
And Naruto passes by doing nothing. He is Luigi.
I question how many of those could have not, like, clearly the guy who attached mirrors to the top of the room, like, how did he get away with that? How did he get away with attaching mirrors to kunais to the top of the
That was
ceiling?
10-10.
How did Gara get away with a flying eyeball?
No one noticed.
There's a really funny video that analyzes like how good some of these cheating methods were. But an interesting point is you might be able to say, oh look, they're using this to cheat, but the rule is when you are caught cheating, they will make a mark. You might say, like, oh yeah, they're going to use the mirrors to cheat. But if you don't see when they're doing that, does it count? Like, it could also just easily be a misdirection.
Well, my question would be, is like, how did she get the mirrors up there? Like, did they just knock her down a point for putting the mirrors up there and then just let her keep the mirrors up there?
I would say it's probably less of direct cheating and more of fake looking at how clever they are at finding information. So it's like, yeah, we'll put a mark. We saw you put the mirrors up there, but that is pretty clever. So yeah, it's good.
All right, your hometown. We'll give you some leeway this time.
And then you get Naruto not gathering any information at all, and he becomes their leader in 5 years.
I think I might. Actually, just another funny point that I was reading an interview recently. Did you know Naruto never graduated beyond Genin? He went straight from Genin to Hokage. I thought he got to be a Jonin.
I thought there was that episode where Shikamaru's like, "No, you got to do this test. You're studying."
Yeah, he doesn't in the manga, but there was like the extra material that they did at the end of Shippuden.
Yeah, it'd be like, even if it wasn't in the manga directly, it's because they were wrapping up the story, they didn't have time to focus on every little thing. It would make sense for him to do that. But for some reason, I was reading an interview with Kishimoto. He said in the interview, no, he went straight from Genin to Hokage.
You think they would like at least give him Chunin for saving the village from pain, but
and also defeating Kaguya and Madara.
You can't just give a position.
You can't just give people things.
Yeah, you can't just give them a pass on a test that they didn't do.
No, but if the school is teaching you to become a ninja, and you defeat Omega Ninja Hitler, I feel like that should be an automatic A.
That doesn't prove leadership.
He was going to like the finals theoretically at the Chunities.
He does have leader. Like all the villagers, like the villages gathered together because they're like, yeah, that Naruto guy really.
He was like undisputedly like the heart and soul leader of the friggin' alliance too.
One thing that got me in Boruto was these rules that Naruto himself had imposed on the Ninja Academy. I forget exactly what the rule was, but it was like you need to have very specific exam scores in order to graduate. And it's like, if Naruto had those same limitations put on him when he was a Genin, he never would have graduated. So it's like, what the fuck? The current Hokage, under this regime, could never have graduated.
Did he put those in, or was that Kakashi?
It might have been, the idea was that they were making it deliberately harder so only the best get through. But only the people who are actually cut out to be shinobi.
Yeah, I think he's trying to cut down on all the death.
And probably also a filter for people that wouldn't get corrupted and become like a Katsuki.
Maybe we should stop making less child soldiers.
Yeah,
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, because that's the point. There's an era of peace, so they probably would focus more on the education.
Well, he's trying to create an era of peace. It's not really working.
His son ruins it.
Oh, Bort.
Everyone ruins it.
Bort or the adopted one?
Both.
First message from
Harlan Wade. Genevieve, Harlan Wade here. I got your message. First off, please don't presume to know my feelings. It's insulting. And don't lecture me about burying the dead like some fuckwit shrink. The bottom line is that we wouldn't be in this situation if you didn't ignore my warnings. And now you want to dig the hole deeper. Sooner or later, you're gonna dig right down to hell.
next.
Oh, so this is Jen's office.
Phil, back to you. I got your message, Genevieve. I think what Harlan is trying to say is that we should be leery of knee-jerk impulses.
I'm trying to say.
There's some time pressures to consider, but we really need to be thinking strategically. proposition, considering all that's happened. It's probable that we just be adding fuel to the fire.
End of messages.
It's like after Phil left that. Boy, I really hope this is after she gets Harlan's message, otherwise it won't make sense.
Like he really has to translate through the anger on that one. Well, I'm sure what Harlan is trying to say is, no, I said everything I meant to say it.
Yeah, Khazard, the gif of death gun bullet going through the Ethernet cord in Sword Art Online. Peak gif.
God, I wish that was real. I wish it was real and it wasn't just a visual effect.
I just love that. Oh my god, this guy's killing people in the game. He kills for real. It turns out, no, it's just two people syncing it up perfectly.
He's shooting a bullet through the Ethernet. That's so fucking cool. I wish I could do that.
Pixel asked earlier, have you guys read the MLP infection AU fix? I have not yet. The alternate universe.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night, right? We were talking about that game that was on Steam? Or was
well, no, that's a game, but this is just a general concept. I know it got brought up.
AU is a term that gets used a lot in fanfiction.
It's idea of fix where there's like this plague infection thing going around in Equestria, and I guess it's been the hot new topic on like media on TikTok and other things.
Shit. No, I have not tried it yet. Or read it yet to see.
No. Yet, you say.
I've seen some things that look interesting, but I haven't gotten around to it.
I don't read fanfic.
Occasionally they can be fun.
And yet here you are.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I mean, you were on for what could be technically described as a fanfic game with Hold On To Me. And Goodbye Volcano.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't really want to do Hold On To Me.
But you did.
I know.
Well, actually, I guess it's technically not a fan game since it is.
You kind of dropped it on us. I thought we were going to be doing more Wani, and then we started doing something else.
Well, it's because Shima had to like do real life stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was traveling those 2 weeks.
I thought it was rather enjoyable.
Yeah, it was alright.
I liked it.
I mean, the other thing I would say is beyond that, we've also played in a lot of in Femto, we're basically playing fanfics of Equestria. If you think about it, if you use a loose term for fanfic, the tabletop games.
Yeah, I don't really consider that a fanfic.
Yeah, it's kind of a reach on my part there. Say it again, Vigil.
I said we are not slower than fucking Goldo.
Wait, who's Goldo?
It's a TFS guy. Yeah, it's a Team 4-star joke where Birder is bragging about how... Birder, you remember Birder, the fast guy in the Ginyu Force?
Oh, yeah.
The joke is that he's bragging about how he's the fastest in the universe, and Jace pulls him aside and says, "Okay, first of all, the captain has a higher power level than you. That means he's faster, isn't it? And Frieza has a higher power level than you." And then it gets onto, and technically Goldo can stop time.
All of these people who are faster than him, and then he gets to Goldo, the little green butt monkey, and Birder gets pissed off and says that he is not slower than Goldo.
Even though technically he is. The truth hurts.
Oh, he'd still probably beat him in a race.
Oh, that's
Goldo is
moving around.
Goldo is limited by having to hold his breath, but it's still the point being that if he stops time, he is objectively faster.
Technically
correct, the best kind of correct.
Like, all I know is that Birder is meta at the Tenkaichi games, so Goldo isn't.
They always make the zombie police so nasty looking. I appreciate for the body horror alone. I saw a little bit of a video, and yeah, some of them got really creative.
I remember it wasn't related to this, but one of the first green threads I had ever read was The Trotting Dead. It was a choose-your-own-adventure story on MLP, basically based around, the parody of The Walking Dead. It's The Trotting Dead, but it was really good and involved a lot of zombie ponies. They came up with some OC for the thread that looked pretty gruesome.
The only...
inside.
the only fan fiction I read was a fan fiction that Bluey tricked me into reading. It was a crossover between Worm and Kids Next Door.
Oh, how was it?
It was it's so good, and the reason it makes me angry is because it didn't finish. That's a large part of the reason why I don't read.
That's a very understandable reason to avoid it.
Also, got a laptop here.
Yeah, when they don't finish, it's bad.
That's the worst part. Is like if they take forever to update, you just lose interest and you don't want to finish.
No indication of who the lucky son of a bitch was, but I'm guessing Harlan Wade since he started the program.
Wait. That way says lucky son of a bitch. Are they talking about who donated their DNA, or is it actually talking about who got to impregnate the person to make this psychic child?
I think it was the second one.
Yeah, I think they're talking about who got to impregnate the woman to make the psychic child. That does make sense. I actually thought it was like
off the power.
No, I turned it on.
I actually thought it was one at first, but then I realized, oh wait, you need DNA to make babies the regular way too.
No, guys, I didn't hire a prostitute. This is my new experiment I'm doing for our super secret research.
It's
What?
Say it again, Vigil.
Sex makes babies.
I'm aware. That's another TFS reference, Khazard. Just so you get it. Watch TFS sometimes. It's pretty funny.
I'll put it on the list.
Sex makes babies. I'm aware.
Do you think this is the correct way?
I'm not sure. It didn't really seem like there was another way.
I mean, this is backwards.
Huh.
Yeah, because you're going back in the stairwell.
Did I miss a door? Have you guys read the cough MLP fic? I have not. What is that? Is that a COVID fic? Yep. Okay, that brings up a thought. Do you think there's gonna be a good chunk of fanfics that involve COVID in some way because that was such a big thing?
Oh, I'm sure there already are.
Like, you go to comb through a bunch of fanfics in the future, you're like, what's this COVID thing they're talking about?
I'm sure there already are a bunch that involve COVID.
I don't think people are ever going to be like, what's this COVID thing you're talking about? At least not until, like, we're so far in the future that the COVID is like Spanish flu to us.
I think there's an elevator you can go into.
Yeah, there's a panel there on the.
I have to interact with the panel. It's the first zombie MLP fic. Oh, I didn't know that. That'll be neat to check out. The Patient Zero.
Don't.
Patient Zero zombie fiction.
I'm sorry for
This
the
has a
trouble,
lot of garages.
but I just made it to my car.
Oh, garage. I was like, why do we keep going underground?
Just wait a minute.
I can't. I have to go.
Miss Wade. Fuck it. Get to the roof of the parking garage for a pickup. You can still get there before her.
Damn, she's peeling out of there.
She's making like a banana.
She has to make things right. Because that's definitely what's going to happen. She's going to make things right.
She said she really had to go. She really needs the bathroom, and there's none down here. She's not going to go in a corner. She's not an animal. G4.
Frankly, I'm glad she just wasn't killed in that elevator. When we saw it close with Alma, I thought she was done for.
I have a feeling. I would put money that she's possessed.
Oh, that makes sense. I could see that.
We've gone too far back. Go down.
Wait, he just went to throw a grenade and his animation stopped and he walked away.
He thought better of it.
Oh. So seeing the G4 just reminded me of this. I got a sad email today. My local GameStop shut down forever.
Aww.
I saw. I'm like,
why did you get an email about it?
Because that was sent to my, you know, when you buy stuff. Well, I had a pro account once.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it's sent to my local one. But it's just like getting email like, aw. I mean, there's some at the mall, but I like that one. It was nice and small, tucked away in a little strip mall.
That's what mine's like.
The used game selection was generally better because it was small. Wait a minute, that was also the one that was the designated retro one in my area. Now I can't get used games anymore.
Yeah, I was just looking up. GameStop closed 287 different locations a couple of days ago. So probably one shut down near all of us.
Like, I remember, like, they had a thing where, GameStop Retro, and it was really just consolidating all the used games to specific GameStops, and all the other ones would just focus on new games and merchandise. And that was the retro one for me.
Yeah, that's basically mine. It's just one that's all new stuff.
I mean, there was just way too many GameStops.
I just have a straight up like retro game store in the mall by me, so.
Yeah, same. Though I haven't gone in it. I haven't seen what their selection looks like.
It's called. Oh, I'm not gonna name the name.
Ah, they saw me. I missed your favorite part. What'd I miss, Pixel? It sucks because I saved on these floors. I'm saving as I go up. What'd I miss?
There wasn't. I was looking up GameStop's closing. Was there something spooky that looked like you missed a scene?
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about either.
I didn't see. It was only a minute or two ago.
Talking about a shot. I assumed that he was talking about it.
Was it the car peeling out?
Because we saw the car peeling out. No, those are separate things.
Oh.
You missed and him saying my favorite part. He's saying those are two separate
parts. Okay.
Okay.
Diction, it's important. I think that's a proper use of diction. Let me make sure.
Give her the diction.
The choice and use of words and phrases in speech or writing. So yeah, I'd say this is the proper use of the word diction.
Oh, this is your favorite level. Okay. There, that fixes the problem.
Also, so he asked you to go up to the roof just now, right? Or
the roof of the garage.
Okay, good. Because you just got to the roof of the building and you went all the way down to the garage. If he's asking you to go all the way up to the roof again, I would be.
Wait, wouldn't the roof of the garage just be the building? Because we took an elevator down here.
I think it's like a separate part of the building. Like you're going
rounds.
You're going vertically now, so it's like a wider part of the base.
You went a little horizontal. Yeah, now you're going vertical.
I won't be able to penetrate anymore. I'm almost out.
Perfect.
Oh, I like this music.
Dicks are important. You can quote me on that.
What genre would this
music?
What genre would this music be? It feels like funky techno sci-fi.
I also hear
breakcore though.
Yeah, breakcore. There we go.
I also hear chanting, like little children chanting. Does anyone else hear that?
I just thought it was like just a Japanese girl singing.
Well, that
like something that would be in like cyberpunk or something like that. Stop shooting at me. Yeah, this is good.
A lot of guys.
I'll just take the death.
Yeah, there it goes.
Techno chanting, yeah.
Oh, we get to hear it again. It is a nice little song. Nice little ditty.
This is what techno priests sound like.
Diddy?
No. Diddy Kong.
The Diddy Kong's mansion.
God, he just immediately transformed into a skeleton when that hit. Making this place. I know we talked. I know we
take cover. I can't.
You remember how we talked about how the cleanup crew for this location would be so fucked with all the blood being everywhere? What are they doing about the skeletons? Like, they're just walking around and seeing whole-ass skeletons on the ground. They just
put those in the biohazard thing and throw it into the fire with the rest.
I quit.
That's a viscera cleanup.
We're gonna make a lot of science classes very happy.
Honestly, they'll probably be happier to find the skeletons. That's way easier to clean up.
Yeah, there's no flesh.
Well, Coward, I don't agree with your question, but I do want a remake of Diddy Kong Racing.
Dude walked out of the truck, got skeletonized. His friend's like, yo, what happened?
Khaled was saying that they should remake Diddy Kong Racing into a grimdark death race like Twisted Metal, and I don't want that, but a remake of Diddy Kong Racing would be pretty cool.
I would be happy with the remake. Yeah, it was a very good game.
I mean, not even necessarily a remake, but a sequel. Mario Kart gets a million sequels, and Diddy Kong Racing gets none.
Well, exactly. Mario Kart is the kart game.
It might unironically be like the best soundtrack on the entire N64.
It's a fantastic soundtrack, but that's competing with Banjo-Kazooie, first of all.
Mario Party, the original Mario Party is also on there. It's like a lot of those minigame songs they still use because they're still that good.
Yeah.
Good old duck shoes.
Man, I gotta... yeah? I'm trying to think... Like, yeah, the Banjo-Kazooies, Donkey Kong 64, all Rare games, by the way.
Yeah.
Great Mario Party David Wise.
Mario Party is like the one standout there.
I would say the Zeldas have a pretty legendary soundtrack going for them.
Legendary.
Oh, I wasn't even trying to be cute, but there he goes.
Yes, but I don't think to the same volume, because like all of the Rare games, like it's almost every song is memorable.
Yeah.
And certainly one thing I really like about Banjo-Kazooie in particular is like the composer for what's his name, Grant Kirkhope. Grant Kirkhope. He went through the trouble of making it so like the song has different tempos and styles it plays at when you're underwater or when you go to a quieter spot. Like the same song overall, but it just changes tone to fit wherever you are. Yeah. Like the level of detail in Banjo-Kazooie's orchestra is beyond me. It's incredible.
It's just
and I had that like mini game menu stuck in my head for Mario 60 or Mario Party.
I like how the main
Ocarina
theme
of Time has some very, very good songs, but yeah, it's just it doesn't have the same overall amazing feel that Diddy Kong Racing does. I feel like I'm forgetting something big.
If they made a sequel to Diddy Kong Racing, it's not like it's not like Rare has an expanded cast. They could add a few. They have a bunch more Banjo-Kazooie characters they could add to it.
There's a major problem in that Rare is owned by Microsoft now.
Oh, we're speaking Oh yeah, I mean they wouldn't be able to. Oh shit, they actually are right.
Yeah, when they remade Diddy Kong Racing on the DS, they had to replace Banjo and Conker with Tiny and Dixie,
right?
Yeah.
Man, why they shorten my boy Lanky like that? Oh my god, he just launched in the air with that.
To Microsoft and asked if Rare could second party again. But I don't think there's anybody left from those days there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a good chunk... I mean, did a good chunk of Rare move to that studio that made Ukulele, or was that just Grant Kirkhope, really?
No, there's apparently a lot. Not enough.
Oh wait, and also did a chunk of them make Retro? Or was that a different thing?
You mean Retro Studios?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't remember Retro Studios having a lot of Rare people in it.
Oh, I guess I might just be mixing Prime stuff with Donkey Kong.
What I've seen, the biggest issue with Ukulele is that it was just like too big and too open for one.
I mean, Hinkle's gone on about this quite a bit, like a lot of backtracking too or something.
Well, I would have liked backtracking if it was
I'm not authorized. I can't go in.
Damn.
Well, have a good night, Pixel.
If it was backtracking, like, in a way that was fun, like, what they present to you, it was such an exciting concept.
Don't go to Diddy Kong parties.
Oh, no. So I was making those jokes.
It's good to see you in one piece.
You guys can make out later.
Imagine just blasting these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd understand you having an itchy trigger finger, certainly.
Alice Wade believed to be en route to Auburn in search of her father. F.E.A.R point man and technical officer, accompanied by Safad operative Holiday, are pursuing to Auburn by helicopter. Recon shows substantial replica forces in vicinity of Armacham. Federal's transfer signals also detected.
Considering the time, that might be a good place to stop.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how long this next section is until we get to the good stuff.
I like you run the cutscene and then take it in there.
Why there?
Well, it's a little thing. Turns out Army Camp Bob just sanctioned the government back in the 50s. Get this. There used to be some some kind of underground military complex in that area. I don't think Army Camp was interested in what was on the property. They wanted what was under it. And I'm guessing it has something to do with Oregon.
Oh shit! God, watch out for rockets.
Going down. Hold on to something.
I gotta say, Wade so far has not been good on the whole safer in the air bit. Like, this is two helicopters and both will get shot down.
Jen's banged up pretty bad.
What about you?
I'll live, but it'll be a while before I can ice skate again.
All right. In that case, I want you to stay with Jen and wait for the medevac.
Oh, nice. I got
sure you want to send him alone? These guys ain't fucking around.
We don't have a choice. Vettel could be anywhere, and Alice is out there on her own. By the time backup reaches you, she could be dead.
We're still a couple of clicks away from the Ramelmeyer compound, so you're gonna have to get there on foot.
I've got a lot of enemies movement in that area, so expect trouble. They probably want to make sure there weren't any survivors.
Yeah, so you're concerned about me going alone? Have you not seen what I've done?
I hear you're
Do you not know I got the Green Goblin gun?
Oh, he just says, I heard you're a bad motherfucker. So, apparently he has heard the hype.
Be okay. It's you I'm worried about.
We'll get there next time.
Fine. As long as
Have
I
you
don't
not
move.
seen my glider? Have you
Let
not
me know
seen
if you
my
need a little
pumpkin bomb?
Don't make me laugh.
You think I'm joking?
I feel sorry for you if you aren't.
Now that's just cold.
Have you seen my shotgun with 177 shells in it?
So I can do my thing.
Please stay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm just playing. I won't mess with your girlfriend. You go kill some bad guys.
Ukulele. So it presented itself as like you would go to Banjo-Kazooie style worlds. They're inside storybooks. You collect pages for storybooks.
But yeah, my
and
soul.
You ever been over there?
As you collect more pages, it would expand the world and you'd be able to do more. So it would be like this really cool concept where it would be like, oh, there's only so much you can do in the world, and like, oh, now you're adding more things to it, so you could do things you couldn't do before, and that would like be its own puzzle. Instead, what it turned into was, first of all, every world only upgraded once, and what that really meant was you had a shitty version of the level that was unfinished, and then the actual full level, and that was what the game was. Like the casino level was just a version of it was just the same casino, the first time you go in, and when you got enough pages, it was just all the doors opened up. Like so you just couldn't go to all the casino yet, and like there was a level where you're in like this on this frozen mountain, and there's this cool castle. The doors are locked, and then you can't go into the castle until you get more pages and the doors unlock. So it was just really like the first level was cool, where like you added more layers to this like ruins on top of a mountain, so like you could explore parts that were like previously like you could get to but like couldn't fully get through, and that was so much fun. The rest of the game just did not deliver on that at all.
So they made a really good first level for a demo, and then the Kickstarter money ran out.
Yeah, and it was just it wasn't fun. But then like I just think about it, and like that's even though that concept failed miserably, like it still could have been a fun game. I can't explain it. I can't explain why Banjo-Kazooie was good. Because Ukulele had all the same things. It's just Banjo-Kazooie was just had drugs in it or something. I
mean,
it had a lot of charm. It had a lot of soul is the secret ingredient.
I mean,
soul
also it's probably
V.
the fact of the levels. You know, you didn't have this weird unlock thing, because that's definitely gonna sour the impression of the level. Probably just they had tighter platforming or something.
In theory, you're right, but in practice, what ended up happening was like by the time I got to the third level, I already had so many pages that I unlocked the final version of every level after that.
Oh.
Like, so I never really had to do the unlock thing, and the levels just weren't fun. Like, it's just I can't explain it. And I'm not even saying it's that everyone else is just failing. I think collectathons are just bad.
Well, I would say the thing is for a collectathon is I would feel collectathon is an add-on to an already good platformer. Like, yeah, Mario 64 can be classified as a collectathon. But first and foremost, it is a platformer.
Banjo-Kazooie's not even a good platformer. I don't know why.
Khazard has your answer. It's because Banjo is a bear.
Collectathons are just bad. Every other collectathon I ever played is just bad. I don't know how Banjo-Kazooie did it.
Well, I'll preface, but I disagree with the notion that collectathons are bad in general. But what I would say on Banjo and Kazooie in particular is that I was reading this sort of game analyst article, not recently. It's probably been a while, so I might be misremembering what it said. But the way that the notes are scattered around Banjo-Kazooie levels are designed in a way that you get the most appreciation for the world, and that the notes direct you towards the jiggies, and they make you kind of... It gets you an idea of how to play the game just by tracing the notes, and it's... I forget exactly what it said, but it's like there's a design aspect to the way that they put the collectibles in. Oh.
Yeah.
It's gotta be why they sent somebody to the water treatment plant. They're worried it'll get traced back to them.
Like the collectibles were designed to be directing you in a way that makes the game more enjoyable. I forget exactly how they put it, but it's like the collectibles weren't there put randomly just to waste your time. It's like they were arranged in a way to make you go about the game more efficiently.
Yeah, there's very detailed work in the level design to actually make reasons for things. Like, in the first stream of this, when I point out, like, we got to the level where it's like, oh, you have to shoot the mine so you can go by safely, but that sets off the power box, causing lightning to block your way, and you have to walk around it. It's like, that's a cool way to actually make the level feel cool to go the long way, rather than just, oh, we're just gonna make the hallways go that way, and there was never a way to go through there originally. It's just small details like that make things more appreciative.
Khazard, I actually like Donkey Kong 64.
Speaking of Donkey Kong 64, I was gonna say, I saw a video talking about, the level design, how people don't like it because of all the Kong swapping and backtracking, and how the, one of the last levels, the castle one,
the castle's pretty bad,
was designed, or maybe it's not the castle, but it was basically you're going up this spiral mountain, but the first Kong, you get like Donkey Kong, and all of his stuff is like there, and when you get to the second point with the transporter, that's the next Kong, so like everything was tiered, so there was very little backtracking. Like, it was actually designed in a progression path system. In a way.
Yes and no, because like that was part of the thought. Like the bananas were but then that just meant that you had to go back and get those bananas. Or it wasn't terrible, but I also hated it.
How much further are we going? I just started walking.
Oh yeah, no, I thought we were. Yeah, I mean, we're stopping the game. We're done with the game, I assume.
Yeah.
You want to turn it off before things get confusing?
I'll just go back down. It's fair out if we're talking. Why not just make a little progress? I did like that they had the guy and girl have extra dialogue of chit chat if you waited around.
But like, Conker's Bad Fur Day is literally a game. Conker's Bad Fur
It is literally a game.
It's literally a game. I'm sure I've had this.
Oh, speaking of Donkey Kong, the save was called Urban DK.
Whoa. I'm sure I've had this rant on stream before, but Conker's Bad Fur Day was basically Rareware's thesis on how collectathons are a bad genre.
I thought it was also they hated making cutesy mascot platformers.
Well, yeah, they hated everything that was happening. They hated that Nintendo kept making them make platformers that were also collectathons. The game opens up with Conker taking a chainsaw to the N64 logo and goes, "Stupid logo," because that's a notorious thing with all second-party companies that had to make Nintendo games on the Nintendo 64. They had to make the Nintendo 64 logo with an imperfect model. There's a specific pattern to the N64 logo, like what color goes on what face. But
right, I heard about that. Nintendo's like, you have to make it, but we're also not going to give you a one to put in your.
They gave everyone a 2D model, and was just like, figure it out.
Figure it out, stupid.
It's a 3D thing, but here's a 2D model. It didn't work.
You can make game. You smart. You figure it out.
But yeah, and Conker's Bad Fur Day is not technically a collectathon. It's in the same vein as like Super Mario Galaxy, which I also don't consider a collectathon. It's just a platformer with linear levels that has you ending the level by collecting something. That's not technically a collectathon. That's the same thing as hitting a flag at the end of a Mario level.
That's like why I brought up Super Mario 64. Like, it's technically called a collectathon, but it's also just very direct goals in...
It's...
Like, instead of being a linear level, you got a little mini open playground, but each star, when you start your mission, is a very specific goal, like Bob-omb Battlefield. Go up and kill King Bob-omb, race the Koopa, free the Chain Chomp. So that's why I'm saying collectathons are like this secondary thing that you should throw on after the fact. Like, make a good game, and then you could add in collectibles.
It's in the same vein as a collectathon, just because you're exploring the same 3D space over and over again. They just made the levels good. I mean, also the fact that it was like the first 3D environment anyone ever explored ever was.
I'm going to bed.
Okay, have a good night.
Have a good night,
Vigil.
But yeah, like Conker's Bad Fur Day is not a collectathon at all. You are not like rehashing the same 3D environments that much. You're just going from one place to another place and finding the dollar bills, and then that opens up the next area. It's more of an open world platformer than an actual collectathon, and that's sort of the gag of it, is that like it's not an accomplishment getting the money. You literally can't progress the video game without progressing, without doing the only thing you can do, which is grab this money. And like, so much of the game is just focused on what they literally just call the context-sensitive button. Like, it's just like all over the world you find like this platform that just has a big letter B on it, and you step on it and press the B button, and it just does something. Like something happens to the world that makes you able to progress. And like the guy, the tutorial for it is literally a drunk scarecrow to be like context sensitive. Like, he's just like drunkenly explaining you the concept of the context sensitive button. And it's just like, it's the most half-assed concept ever, and like that's the point. Is like,
I haven't played Conker's Bad Fur Day, but I get the idea of it that it's mainly a game that is a series of shitposts designed as a level that should be fun to play. Like, it's just a bunch of fun set pieces that go from one to the other.
And it's not supposed to be reasonable or make sense. It's like, at one point you go into a room and like the bad guys who are supposed to be fighting you are having a philosophical conversation about the video game you're playing. They're like, if you gave this game to 5 people in a room, what would it do? And the point is that like beating this video game doesn't mean anything, because the only thing you can do in it is the only thing you can do in it.
It feels like there was a lot of dev frustration, because I remember hearing there's a boss in it that ends with it glitching out and Conker just talks to the programmer of like boss. Oh, the final boss. It's like,
that is how the game
guys
ends,
didn't finish programming this thing? Okay, I'm just gonna get into the code myself. I'm just gonna jump to the end instead of dealing with this broken, buggy piece of crap.
Yeah, because it's a joke about how they have time constraints, and Rare always makes jokes about how they get time constraints and can't do everything that they want to do. And then at the end of the game, he kills the final boss, and then everyone's just like, oh, that makes you the king now. And like, previously, before that final boss, his girlfriend died. And then he realizes like immediately after, because like he blackmails the devs of the game into giving him the weapons he needs to beat the final boss. And then after he beats the final boss and everyone's congratulating him, he's like, "Oh, wait a minute! I can they can bring my girlfriend back to life." And then he like calls out to the devs, and they're just not listening to him anymore. And then all the annoying shitheads he's been forced to interact with throughout the entire game are all just like around him, praising him, and treating him as the new king, and they sit him on the throne, and here he is with all the money in the world. Like, literally, he just collected throughout the game all the money in the world, and is now on the throne of the king of the world with everything he could ever want. And the game ends with him saying, "You really don't know what you have until it's all gone." And then the game just cuts to black. And the credits start playing, and there's no like your classical Rareware amazing music. It's literally just like the sound of wind. And it's the exact opposite of what you usually mean when you say you don't know what you have until it's gone. It's saying like, you've played this video game and you've enjoyed it and felt like you've accomplished something, and now here you are with everything in the world, and it's nothing. None of it meant anything. You've realized now that you don't have it anymore. You never had anything. And
you have the memories. You have the good times.
Without the game meaning something, your accomplishment of the only thing you could have done in the game in the first place wasn't really an accomplishment at all. I just find that so interesting that like
it's oddly philosophical, yeah.
It's just them just so sick of making collectathons. And it's like, collectathons suck.
Jump scare there.
I don't understand how they did it so well. Like, obviously they understood the formula enough to hate it. But it's just, they got lightning in a bottle and no one's ever been able to do it since. Collectathons are a terrible genre. I hate Super Mario 64. I barely like Super Mario Sunshine. The only reason I like Super Mario 64 is because it is such a speedrunnable game.
Come on, walk over here.
Like, the movement options in Super Mario 64 are so impressive and fun.
That's one of the fun things about collectathons is generally they test the platforming skills or your ability to use abilities you unlock throughout to grab some of the collectibles they put out of the way. Like the point of the collectibles isn't simple.
Well, and that is why Super Mario Odyssey worked so well. Nintendo saw that number one, Super Mario 64 was and still is the most speedrun game of all time. And they saw the reason for that was that there were so many crazy movement options. So when they made Super Mario Odyssey, they're like, that's what we want to recreate, is just like create a system where people are able to do crazy shit. And that's, Super Mario Odyssey is the craziest platformer ever. Like, have you played Super Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, I 100%ed that.
All the way through as well.
The fact that you can jump, then throw your hat, then do a dive in the air to land on your hat, jump off of it, then do another dive in the air is just so much fun. And creates
get to those little spots that have like just mountains of coins. It's like, congratulations for being able to pull those off correctly.
Yeah,
it's rewarding exploration.
And they succeeded because Super Mario Odyssey is now the second most speedrun game of all time. It also works very well in creating a collectathon because it's fun to get around and do these things. And specifically, it's fun to do in ways that weren't necessarily the way you were meant to, but because they made it possible, it makes it more fun.
I forget what. I think there was one of the games I streamed had some like. Oh no! I'm just thinking of Breath of the Wild of trying to do the shrines in weird ways.
Yes, the shrines in Breath of the Wild are so much better than the shrines in Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom ones largely are like there's only one way to do them.
I still need to actually
mostly involving like the vehicle building mechanics.
Still need to actually like play through that properly because I haven't even like started any of the main story off the tutorial island.
You're still trying to. You still haven't gotten your what do you call it? Your sailor. Your parasail.
So okay, I guess we got all the platformer talk out now.
Well, Khazard, as it turns out, you don't need any A presses to beat Super Mario 64 if you take like 60 hours to beat it.
No, I thought they found a solution past that where you don't need to build up speed. I think they got a 0 A.
Yes, there's 0 A presses, but it still involves all sorts of crazy nonsense of like preloading enemies into the wrong levels and shit. It's so ridiculous.
Alright, so I take we'll end here now.
Yes, sorry.
I think now, yeah, it's all good. I think now seems like a good time to pause.
Save over Urban DK again. Alright. Thanks for watching, everybody. Continue more of this next Friday. Oh yeah, as a side note, Hinkle, do you remember how long the DLCs for this were?
I don't... Maybe that's where that scene was. Remember I got really excited about a scene when you entered a room?
Yeah.
There was a room where there was like blood everywhere.
Yeah, the lobby in the last stream.
I think maybe that scene that I was thinking of was in one of the DLCs, where you get to witness what happened in that room. And
so they're like prequels?
I guess maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
Yeah, they're expansion packs technically because this is like pre-DLC era. But oh my god, that is one of my favorite scenes in horror ever. Like it has the same energy as the scene in Jaws immediately after there's only 2 people left on the boat, and the only other guy left on the boat gets eaten like whole by Jaws, and the boat is now like sinking in the water. The only guy left, just witnessed someone got eaten whole and is standing like waist deep in water. And it's just this horrific, it's literally horror. It is the sickening feeling after you witness something terrible. It's just quiet, sickening feeling. And they leave you with a very similar feeling after this horrifying moment happens with Alma. It's so good. I guess that's in one of the DLCs, and it is, we have to play it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go through them. Because I was going to say, since that new Dokapon came out after we go through F.E.A.R and the expansions, well, I guess, well, Vigil left. I don't know if Scruffy's still here. If you guys would want to do Dokapon between F.E.A.R 1 and F.E.A.R 2.
I mean, that would take a very long time.
Yeah, I'd be up for it, but just remember, I would be up for it, but just, I think the last one took a while, didn't it?
Well, that was Kingdom. This one, I mean... This one's Sword of Fury.
Would we be able to do that with only one copy of the game? Because I don't even know if I want to bother buying it.
Yeah, it has remote play listed on the page.
You think your internet can handle that?
It's been handling the parsecs just fine. It handled the first Dokapon.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that sounds like a good plan. But anyways, for... still F.E.A.R for Fridays going forward.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. There is no comment on the stream title for this one.
Oh, what was it?
Female
ectoplasm
attracts
Riz.
Nice.
I didn't notice it earlier, but it's fucking good.
I have a fantastic one for next time.
Okay.
Should I say it now or?
DM it to me so I can set it up next time. Make it a surprise for people.
Excellent.
Excellent.
You'll put it in VC context.
We got a few other people streaming F.E.A.R. So I'll send you over to one of these guys. So thanks for watching. More this next Friday, more Strong Bad Thursday, Pizza Tower one of the other days. Find a day to put it in there like that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good night. Say good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Dream of Alma, except don't, because she'll probably kill you in your sleep if you do.
Possess
yeah,
ghost,
don't do that.
Don't dream of ghosts. Dream
don't
of a dinosaur.
Expand her power.
All right, have a good night, guys. See ya.
Bye.